Como pintor yo siempre he dicho que soy muy malo, siempre. O sea, como pintor, cero. Como genio, el único que existe en los tiempos presentes. Ahora, si me comparo con Velázquez, pues mi obra es un desastre. Si me comparo con los pintores contemporáneos, entonces soy el mejor. No porque sea bueno, sino porque los otros son terriblemente malos.
En un sinfín de marea pinto cuadros sin reflejo. Medito en apnea para ver si me aconsejo. Pálidas señales me dicen que ya estoy viejo. Miles de puñales me hacen verlo desde lejos. Pinté 1000 cuadros sin ayuda del pincel. Me acerqué tanto al abismo que ya soy parte de él. Me camuflo en las caricias de 1000 noches en hotel. Y guardo cada sonrisa sonrojada fomatel. Los mismos cuadros en las mismas paredes son mismos abrazos diferentes los placeres. Hay pocos hombres que amen a mujeres y pocas flores rosas que marchitan porque quieren. Antiguos libros de poemas no escuchados dicen que el tiempo por desgracia ha cambiado, que ya las cartas nunca se escriben en mano y que el amor ya no es el verbo que tanto necesitamos. ¿Quién me dirá si no es verdad, si la bondad eres tú? ¿Quién matará, quién amará y soñará como ir? Y el tiempo pasa lento, lento, lento. El arte es mucho más que sentimiento. Todo lo llevamos dentro y a mar abierto. Verás que al fin todo es perfecto. ¿Quién me dirá si no es verdad, si la bondad eres tú? ¿Quién matará, quién amará y soñará como ir? Y el tiempo pasa lento, lento, lento. El arte es mucho más que sentimiento. Todo lo llevamos dentro y a mar abierto. Verás que al fin todo es perfecto. Y aunque dudemos de lo bello que es vivir, una boca muda tiene algo que decir. Una mano menos, algo nuevo que escribir. Vino a compartir, nunca para competir. Yo no soy Dios, ni mucho menos lo intento. Solo pido calma para que estés atento. Que cada palabra tiene más que un argumento. Y que cada lágrima te acerca mucho más a estar contenta. ¿Quién sabrá lo que me deparará al final? Las campanas que nos dicen quién se va. Sé que lamentas cada beso mal pagado. Lucha por siempre por quien tienes a tu lado. Sé que es difícil olvidarte del pasado. Siente que eres libre cuando estabas encerrado. ¿Quién me dirá si no es verdad, si la bondad eres tú? ¿Quién matará, quién amará y soñará como ir? Y el tiempo pasa lento, lento, lento. El arte es mucho más que sentimiento. Todo lo llevamos dentro y a mar abierto. Verás que al fin todo es perfecto. ¿Quién me dirá si no es verdad, si la bondad eres tú? ¿Quién matará, quién amará y soñará como ir? Y el tiempo pasa lento, lento, lento. El arte es mucho más que sentimiento. Todo lo llevamos dentro y a mar abierto. Verás que al fin todo es perfecto.
Las cosas que vemos están en nuestra alma, no están en las cosas. Si Velázquez copia una fotografía, lo mejor que puede, le sale un Velázquez. Si un tonto copia exactamente una fotografía, le sale una tontería. O sea que no hay que preocuparse. La personalidad es absolutamente imposible de evitar.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material in use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Quiero pensar, pero no puedo, no. El ruido en la ciudad está consumiendo, wow. Quieren pensar sin ni siquiera estar al mando. Tanta publicidad subliminal te está matando. Les cuesta decidir por sí mismos cuál es su mando. Publican sonrisas con el corazón llorando. Quieren brillar, pero sin tener que valerse de tener sus ideas propias. Los veo a todos igual, solo son la réplica de la imitación de una triste copia. Obedece, la vida es un suspiro y envejeces. Te dejas distraer por estupideces y pierdes el eje. Te duele por dentro, entonces te creces, pero aceptas mucho menos de lo que mereces. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decís, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decís, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar. Conserva tu juicio y tu intuición, más activos que el que lucha por lo suyo y no se rinde. Yo ya sé bien cuál es mi misión, y es contarte que el mal por su propio pie pronto se extingue. No caigas bajo su control, pues por la televisión es normal que mal lo pinten. Tú mantente firme en conexión con la fuente de creación, vivirás siempre de fin de. Dios abre los ojos, dime lo que ves. A tus propios hijos matándose por billetes. Niños mueren cada 2 por 3. Pa' unos es bendición, con otros por su causa pequen. Y yo que intento ser un ser crístico, voy bendiciendo hasta los diablos. Piensan que es cierto el mensaje típico. Dicen que invento lo del engaño, y mientras lucho contra mis errores, demonios escucho, me ofrecen soluciones, pero sé que hay un ángel que quiere que mejore. Me dice haz un trabajo interno antes de que lo ignores, antes que otra vez llores y se llenen los mares de pena y de dolores, ya que en mi mente no caben. La paz no va en un sobre, somos algo importante. Nunca te revelaste y por eso no lo sabes. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decís, sobre cómo actuar?
Okay. Hey, those are some good scriptures, bro. It's good stuff right there that you did. Buenas tardes. Buenas noches and buenos dias. In case you guys speak Spanglish. Hold on, what is it? Man, why is it always doing this when I do this now? Let me get this going and then I'll change that real quick. Check this out. I like this, man. It says Psalms 1:3, and he shall be a tree planted by the rivers of water. Goes with the whole class concept. You know what I'm saying? Like the trees. I've told y'all, man. I'm really reflecting on this Christmas stuff, man, and the nations prep all year for this tree. Again, I'm not saying that Genesis 3:3 talks about this specific tree, but it's talking about a philosophy of a specific tree. That's why it says, "Learn not the way of the heathen." So this philosophy, this theory, this idea, you guys are all prepped for it. If you think about it, January starts, and then holidays begin. February, the next one, kind of slows you, captures you slowly. Then March, then April, May, and then all of a sudden summer. Oh shoot! Then August is here. Layaway. Now the holidays. Every year it is like that. Every freaking year. So let me read this. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water. So now we understand that the scriptures talk clearly, speak clearly. I'm going to use this for script real quick, bro. Talks clearly about waters, waters. Don't let that slip by. And I keep saying trees. You guys are like trees. So if you're listening to philosophies of trees, then you must understand that has an origin of an entity. John 7:38 says, "He that believeth on me, as the scriptures hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water." You see that? Living water. The word. The word. I'll show you some examples here. John 4:14, "But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But that water that I shall give him shall be in him as a well of water springing up into everlasting life." You don't get to go further than that. So when you go back and say Psalms 1 and 3, and he shall be like a tree planted by the river of water. So which water? That's why you got to be mindful of the Spirit that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. As we know, it's all seasonal in time. Just like temptation in time. The stuff you go through, seasonal. The Messiah went through it as well. Mashiach, Satan went or the Spirit went in there and tempted him for a season. However, if you withstand and get the living water continuously, his leaf shall not wither. And whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. So now follow up with what you said, Proverbs 25:28. "And he that had no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down without walls." So if you are a tree and you're not rooted, you would go to and fro from every wind of doctrine. Esperto! Brother Chronicles, you're carrying the torch of the truth for our people. I hope, man. Well, it's not mine, bro. It's the Most High Lord. Waiting. Oh, that reminds me. I appreciate you. So I've been talking to a couple brothers about this, man, and so I'm trying to figure out how we can do this, okay? And I think it's a good idea. Unlike other places where they like to collect money and just keep it, we show a lot of videos here, a lot of examples of how some of our gente is going through some situations that are tough. Now, me particularly, what I've learned is when we give to others that are in more need, somehow, some way that tends to come back. Scriptures talk about that alms is also a helper of sin. Let me see if I can find it. Now, the reason I'm sharing this is because a lot of our street vendors are going through a lot of issues. Like LA is pushing a campaign to allow permits for street vendors, right? Hold on, let's see. What was the word I'm looking for? Alms. Anyhow, so for street vendors, right? So and I'm not sure how this whole works. I don't know exactly where the money comes from necessarily or how it all functions, but I don't see how we may not be able to do the same. Now, what I was thinking was maybe even taking this to a level where we can eat honestly or sincerely, for example, honestly or sincerely, like actually go to these locations, like to actually take this, like for example, just me visualizing, let's say a paletero gets robbed. We see that often. They mess up his paletas, right? His whole thing. It's like they're pushing it. They're usually walking and pushing. Well, hopefully he has a license. Maybe we could buy him one that's better. Maybe if he has a license, we can all pitch in and buy him a used ice cream truck. Make the money worth its use. You know, one of the things I love about this guy that said in his video, ask God not for money, ask him to give you an opportunity and you'll deal with the rest. You know, so a lot of us do have that mindset and spirit. So a lot of times we kind of sit here and do these classes and think like, how can we actually make a difference? Like, oh, we got to do something. I mean, I'm just saying those are ideas. I don't know, family. Um, I'm gonna look into how this whole YouTube stuff works regarding the nonprofit concept because that's what it's going to basically be structured under. So then we can accept money and then use that and issue it or not issue it, but find cases, so to speak, where they need that support. Like the brother said, I support you, brother. Well, I want to support some of these brothers out here because I'm gonna tell you this right now, family. I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. My mom didn't make more than $8 an hour in her entire lifetime working here in the States. Now I understand that that's not everybody goes through that, you know. But some of our gente, man. I mean, I know a brother personally where he came out of his work and he got robbed for $200. Like, did he have to go through that? Why? Because he looked like he didn't have papers, and a lot of times they target our gente who look like they don't have papers. So that's really my focus, more towards them. There it goes right there. I don't know what point you guys didn't hear, but let's read this real quick. Proverbs 3:14. For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and gains thereof than fine gold. I see what you're saying. It is true. It is true. That's true. Very true. So that's why I'm bringing this out to let you guys know where my thought process is going. This is more important than anything. Thank you. Right? Now, a brother said it one time, like we were talking about this today, and he said, yeah, then maybe what you could do is you'd be like, hey, and by the way, bro, you know who the Canaanites are? So this is a probably a good avenue, but I know that things can get out of hand at times if the people that are involved are not sincere. So I am being very sincere with y'all about what I'm brainstorming. I just see a lot of these cases, and quite frankly, family, hey man, I ain't gonna lie, it kind of happened to me, man, you know, and it's like some of our, I mean, we can go to court, like I'm just gonna tell you, all right, to be real with y'all real quick. I paid for some services. I paid for some signs. I guess because I missed an email. Then I'm waiting for my signs, and I'm like, yo, what's going on with my signs? And they're like, oh, we haven't gotten your logo from your business card. It's like, but you know, you don't need my logo for my business. You don't need my business card for my logo on the car because I wanted to, you know, put some signs on it, you know, to promote the business I got going. Not big, you know, but it's like, no, we needed the signs. Anyways, so long story short, right? I'm also share with my business here, but it's gonna tell you straight up, man. Anyways, I'm in the point where I may not. Just look at what I may not
you know.
All these whales that have been saved, all these dolphins and
we're at the point where I'm gonna have to go to court.
raised.
Small claim.
30 people can save.
It got really simple after that. I mean, it's stupid. It wasn't even a big deal. It's really dumb. Like if I actually showed it, and I don't want to do it for whatever reason. In case I'm not suing. I just find it so interesting. So now, me who understands some of these things, you know what I'm saying, can get by and go to court, whatever. But see, our gente don't have that shit. Some of them fully take advantage.
So matters still very much.
¿Y ahora qué, güey? ¿Qué vas a hacer? So anyways, just a thought. But that's not the point. That's not the whole class. Right? So just remember that. Anyway, look, I want to read this to y'all, and then I'm going to show you some videos. All right, so let's keep going. This book called The Wretched of the Earth. I've showed you guys this book before. Oh, by the way, back to the root again. The root again.
And on the black market,
it's a song, in case you guys forget.
Up to 100,000.
So you see, what's important here is being rooted more than anything. Brother has a point. Has a very good point. I think you said something too. My bad. I didn't read the last part. Yes, what is important about los más jodidos? Yeah, I know, los más jodidos, bro. Straight up, dude. I know, bro. I get it. Anyways, so it said back to the root again. The root again. It says that's what it says. So as you can see, these two faces.
We have the military.
Now, I've told y'all, and scriptures talk about two sticks.
The poachers are losing so much money due to Sea Shepherd that they're prepared to
families
take any means necessary.
Gathering together, or at the same time, you can look at it more like yourself. You see, one of the biggest challenges is you.
With no fishing rods?
Because at the end of the day, that's how it all ended. Because of us.
To get it in.
Now, this book here, in case you guys
unavailable.
Okay, well, let's see. Maybe I'm in the right page. Page 38. Oh, yeah, good. I'm on page 38, so I shouldn't lose it. Let me see where it started. I was reading this a while ago. I just went back to some notes.
Yes. As an outsider, it is nearly impossible.
No, okay. Here it goes, right there.
But sometimes you find that
I'm going to read it.
That is willing to talk.
Starting right there, fam. Okay, hold on. Here. 38. Now that I get to see the other videos, I can show you guys can't read what I read. It says here, so the intermediary does not like, I'm sorry, page 38, from the Wretched of the Earth, okay? Written in 1974, I think, 75. So, famous writer at that time, a so-called
how many nets
French
right now in the water?
He says, the intermediary does not lighten the oppression. Listen to this, okay? Something's playing in the background. Let's see. I mean,
it's a lot. It's a big loss.
It's like a recording over here. TV. Hold on, let me change that real quick. By the way, hold on. Give me a second.
Who is paying for all these nets? I mean, he cannot pay for all these nets. Like there is hundreds of thousands of dollars of nets right now, right? Who is paying? So it's still a loan. So I give you. Okay. So I'm curious now if you lose 56.
Yeah, I don't know what sound that is, bro. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some other sound over here real quick. Give me a second. I got some videos to show y'all. Some important videos, so just bear with me. Just also with me, please. If you're listening, bro, just think you're funny. I heard about what you did, by the way. paid somebody $100. You offered somebody $100 to come teach in your place. That's pretty crazy. Anyway, so let's read again. All right, so I'm back, fam. It says here, so the intermediary does not lighten the oppression, nor seek to hide the domination. He shows them up and puts them into practice with the clear conscience of an upholder of the peace. Now, that should sound very familiar to you. So again, this book here is from The Wretched of the Earth, okay, 1963. And here, he gives you a very clear description of the mentality that they have towards you, or the foreign has towards you. Page 39 says, just in a very short sentence, the settlers' town is a town of white people. Foreigners. It's not just them. So these people, which they use through peace, meaning democratic solutions, or democratic meaning political solutions, the intermediary does not lighten the oppression. No, we're going to use Eisenhower. Nor seek to hide the domination. We tamed the nation, like Donald Trump said. Conquered the wicked. He shows them up and puts them into practice. Let me pass laws like in Texas and in Florida, with the clear conscience of an upholder of peace. But I'm only doing it because they're breaking the law. Isn't that right? Yet he is the bringer of violence into the home. Now, how is that? And into the mind of the native. That's how. To the mind, through the mind. So violence, and again, any level of violence is violence. If you have a demeaning spirit towards your, let's say, a wife, that's violence. You're destroying your spirit. If you have a demeaning spirit towards your children, that's violence. You're demeaning the spirit. Love that brother, because before they're your children or your wife or your husband, they're your brothers. They're of the Most High. And this is something we're missing. We don't see our children like that. That's an oppressive approach of education. Because if you reprimand your child with the intent of them being a strong man, then you're not going to demean them. You're going to teach them. The intermediary does not like the oppression. Very clearly, it is in our face. We are illegals still to this very day. Now, if you drive in Texas now, you do know that they will arrest you if you look like me. Or they'll pull you over. And then they'll ask you for your papers. They got the right to do that now. Now, if I have a cousin of mine, and he happens to be with me, I don't know how the law works. He'll get arrested. And maybe if if it's Florida, then I'll get arrested. And I'll do some time. Yeah. That's how it is now. Nor seek to hide the domination. They're not hiding it. Blatantly saying Eisenhower. We're going to go back to Eisenhower. What is it? Vivek Salami? He said, I'm going to deport everybody, every illegal, within 12 to 15 months. Again, nor seek to hide the domination. He shows them up and puts them into practice. Now, he says this with a clear conscience. You see? Really? Let's see. Hold on. Give me a second. That's weird. Let me see if I can, let me try to do something, all right? Give me a second.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Ah, thank you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I know why. The camera, and I did it last time. Thank you, bro, for at least helping me out here. Thank you. They did it last time. The camera picks up sound too. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, man. Thank you. It sucks that you guys might have dealt with it. That's about a 30 minutes of shit. Hopefully not. Anyhow, let me read it again. The book here we have is called The Wretched of the Earth by France Fanon, a French African. He writes in his book on page 38. He identifies and explains to us why these people so eloquently deny just your right to be here, to just to live, because apparently in this society here, your background matters. So, like for example, the intermediary does not lighten the oppression, nor seek to hide the domination. No, they don't like the oppression. They pass, like I said, they pass laws in Texas, Florida, now Texas. You get arrested. You could get pulled over for looking like me. Nor seek to hide the domination. Again, Eisenhower. I'm going to deport all of you illegal aliens within 12 to 15 months. That's what they said now. He shows them up and puts them into practice with a clear conscience. Like, no, I'm not wrong. I'm totally fine. No, why? Because I'm a successful man in America. Look at me, do what I do. He puts them into practice with a clear conscience of an upholder of the peace. They should follow assimilation, follow the laws like we do. Yet he is the bringer of violence into the home and into the mind of the native. Pretty blunt, if you ask me. Pretty blunt, man. Pretty blunt as it gets. Now, here's why I'm saying this to y'all. And I love the fact that we are going back to the roots, because it's time to back to the root again. Here's our reality, okay? Now, in case you guys don't know this, I haven't dug into it, but in regards to the exact reasoning behind this, but Argentina is going USA dollar, right? That's what they say. Now, that's what they say. They owe a lot of money to China. But I wonder, where does the Monroe Doctrine fall into this whole thing? Because I think the Monroe Doctrine is still in effect. You see, the Monroe Doctrine means also that if you are in the continent of America and you owe money to a foreign country, America, USA, can then intervene. They did it in many other countries in Latin America. So I wonder why now Argentina wants to go dollar. They owe 100 million to China. Anyway, just saying, okay? Now, as we know, in 1848, 1850, 1860, matter of fact, even in 1763, well, I should say it first. We know that in 1763, when Florida then became part of America, several Africans that had helped conquer that land went to Cuba. Okay? Just telling you, which is why maybe some of you are wondering why that other guy from the Proud Boys is Cuban, but he looks so-called black or half black or whatever, right? Well, maybe that's your answer. Now, in 1840-something, 46 through 1860, we also had a flood of Mayas being sent over to Cuba. And the Ladinos were doing this in secret, which Ladinos also are Jewish or Sephardics, people in power at that time. So let's connect those two together and listen to this now. Okay? So now, in one end, you're like, wait a minute, but he's really brown. Why is he like that? And then at the other end, like, oh, I can see why these guys are like that, but why Cuban bees, though? Why Cuban bees? I'm going to show you why Cuban bees. Let's listen in. Remember, it's time to get rooted, family, because you're going in for a long, nice little ride, and you better hold on tight that your tree does not get blown away, because you're about to get tested.
Did you see the video of conservative Cuban-American politician Maria Salazar wrongfully praising Argentina as having only one culture, only one religion, and only one race?
Y tiene una sola cultura, una sola religión y una sola raza. Y tiene una sola cultura, una sola religión y una sola raza. Completamente homogéneo.
For context, when she said one race, she means Europeans. First off, even though it is true that 33% of Argentina is fully European, roughly 66% or 2 out of every 3 Argentinians are what is known as mestizos, meaning of mixed Native American and European ancestry. Secondly, almost 40% of the population is either non-religious or follows other faiths. Lastly, Argentina is a mix of many cultures from around the world, so to assume that it is only one culture is completely false. It's always these conservative Cubans that try so hard to act like Anglos, but at the end of the day, they will never be anything more than subservient lapdogs to their Republican masters.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Let's go some more truth here. The Olmec DNA found, thank you, brother Nathan. He's one of our Taino brothers. African origins debunked. So it says here, in case you guys can't read, let me see if I can magnify it here just a bit. That's good. Try to read as much as I can, okay? It says here, the Olmec civilization is a fascinating ancient culture that has captured the interest of scholars and archaeologists for many years. You guys understand that? That's not new. The term Olmec was coined by scholars and derived from Nahuatl, Aztec word Omecatl, meaning inhabitant of rubber country. This name was given because of the abundance of rubber production in the area where many Olmec artifacts had been discovered. The Olmec civilization had several points. I'm sorry, several important. I'm just checking to see, make sure it sounds good. Several important centers of activity, with San Lorenzo and La Venta being the most significant. Okay, you guys can continue to hear. I'm gonna give you guys a link. Here to read it. I'm just gonna skip a couple things. Okay. One interesting aspect of the culture is their diet. Initially, their food source consisted of fishing and hunting. However, over the time, they incorporated maize. Wobbles, why'd you stop eating maize? We could have taken that from you. Come on, man. You show pictures of us used to being so tall, all dressed like jaguars, tying us little paisitas up. And you saying we took your maize? Anyways, this is debunking you. It says, and other crops into their foodstuff. Additionally, the Olmecs are known for their creation of massive monuments, such as colossal stone heads, thrones, stela, and statues. He's talking about the ceremonial stuff. And let's see, I don't want to skip too much too fast. Declining the culture of the Maya, Zapoteca. Okay, just again, it's just kind of trying to get to the point. Now, here we go. In recent years, the discovery of Olmec DNA has provided new insight into the origins of this ancient civilization. Renowned researcher Annie Marie Cipher and her collaborators conducted mitochondrial DNA studies on human remains found in Olmec tombs in southern Veracruz. This groundbreaking research challenges a long-standing theory of the Olmecs had African origin. Stop it. Stop it. For over 150 years, speculation about the African ancestry of the Olmec civilization has been proposed. The resemblance of the Olmec colossal heads to the people of African descent added fuel to the theory. You see, Testing 1, 2, 3. That's crazy, bro. It's like doing it. That's weird. That's very weird, man. Thank you for letting me know. Keep track of it. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. It's the enemy at hand. So it says here the mitochondrial DNA studies show that the Olmecs belong to one of the most abundant haplogroups among the founding indigenous population of America. If the Olmecs had African genetic material, it would have been reflected in their mitochondrial DNA, especially in the L haplogroup. However, this haplogroup was not present in the Olmec burial or in later Mesoamerican population. This finding refutes, I repeat, these findings refute the African connection to the Olmecs and dispel the long-held myth of transoceanic migration. The Olmec civilization is now firmly established as a Mesoamerican culture with deep roots in the region. Back to the root again. Back to the root again. That is the point. Back to the root again. Can I hear, huh? I wonder why it's doing this, family. I wonder why it's doing this. I'm not sure why it keeps doing this. Thank you for letting me know, man. Because it literally took about a minute and it came off. Son los diablos. Son los diablos. Let them attack me, man. It's all good, bro. The most high, the glory of our Father is the one watching over this whole thing. They're getting mad because we're bringing up some facts. It tells you the Olmec civilization is now firmly established as a Mesoamerican culture with deep roots in the region. Now, the discovery does not only emphasize, this discovery not only emphasizes the importance of scientific research in archaeological studies, but also challenges preconceived notions and biases in understanding ancient civilization. You see this bias word? You guys know what that means? That word means this. Let's look it up. Cognitive bias. Let's just look at the word bias. How about that? Hey, do you want to spell it? Please spell it. Oh, BS. Hello. It means prejudice over, in favor of, or against one thing. Pretty simple to understand. So we find them to be biased in understanding ancient civilizations. Funny as it may, check this out. I'm going to skip all this real quick. These artifacts not only shed light on their daily life and practice, but also debunk the prevailing theory of African origins. See, we have to go back to our roots, and that's why I keep telling you, brothers and sisters, don't let these heathens teach y'all shit. At all. At all. At all. Hold on. Here goes the sound. Okay, the sound came back and forth. Is it coming back and forth? Is that the case? You guys can hear me. Anyways, so far so good. Let's see. One of the Olmec masks looks like Isaac Cruz, the pit bull. Literally looks like it was made after him. Yeah, that's right. The little square head. Folios, man. They don't even know. But anyway, look, check this out. I want to show you the scripture here real quick. You guys can see how important y'all are. Now, the question also is, so if that's the case, okay, fine. We're so great. God picked us. I'm sure some of y'all are probably thinking that. 2nd Ezra 6:59, and if the world now be made for our sakes, remember, the Apocrypha was taken out of the Bible, which means most of these books right here, okay? Ezra's 1, 2, Tobit, Judith, Maccabees 1, 2, 3, 4 is I'll explain that later. Then it's Prayers of Manasseh, Wisdom of Solomon, Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, Baruch. I believe there's still one thing called Letters of Azariah, if I'm not mistaken. Prayers of Azariah. No, Letters to Azariah or the Three Birds, something to that effect. So they took this out. I think the Protestants did it, if I'm not mistaken, like in the 1600s. Let's read this again. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? Now, if you guys understand inheritance, meaning your actual true heritage, it also belongs to land, but most important, wisdom. How long shall this endure? Why is he asking this? Because in verse 6 it says, 2nd Ezra 6:56, as for the other people, hold on, let me go back. Verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing. I'm sure some of y'all have never heard that God could actually do that and say that. Thou hast said that they are nothing. So when Christians say God loves everybody, then what does this mean? Can't explain it, can you? But be like unto spittle. Damn, he's calling them spit. And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So, you know those drops? That's how much the other nations mean to him. But he continues. And now, O Lord, behold, this heathen, meaning this group of people, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to lord over us and devour us. He continues with the thought, but we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. Which is why he says, if the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance in this with the world? How long shall this endure? How long? Right? How long is this going to happen? Continue to happen? I'm sure a lot of you guys are asking. So, okay, so we're so great. Why the hell is this going on? I'll show you why, family. I was talking to a brother about this, and that's why the Meshiach, when he came, he didn't come to get rid of your sins. Don't be fools. Not at all. Because if that was the case, then it would make sense why he would supposedly get rid of the laws. Because, you see, if you get rid of the laws, because sin is attached to the sacrificial laws, practically all of them, right? So if you get rid of the laws, the concept of, he got rid of the laws, then you're free to sin, which means then you're only led by faith. So if you F up, I'm sorry, God, because that's what they say. But I find it so interesting that it's not the case here. I'm going to show you something. Why then is he sharing this with Ezra's, saying how we are, or kind of like, imagine the kingdom and how you have to get to it. So first of all, remember, every system needs a foundation. Every system needs a blueprint. Every house needs law. Every court needs law. Okay, tell America, so-called white America, that the laws are done away with in America. They'll go crazy. They'll start shooting everybody. Come on, man. You know what I mean? So, how come you guys aren't going crazy about the Bible? Laws are done away with. Of course, if you say that, then you're free. You're good. Whatever. You don't have to govern nothing. So, yeah, then he came and died for your sins, because now you can sin unlimited amount of sins, because that's what the animals were there for. Remember? However, this book says this. It says, 2nd Ezra 7:6, there is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field. You see this? A city on a broad field, and is full of all good things. Okay? The entrance thereof is narrow. Pay attention. So you see this city built, beautiful city. Testing? You guys can hear me? Okay, good. And in this city is in a beautiful field, broad, and it has everything you need. You don't have to work. You don't have to build anything. You can get up in the morning. You don't have to worry about bills. Let's just kind of just imagine that, right? You know what I mean? Just an example. And it says, the entrance thereof is narrow, though. So now, close your eyes. If you can't visualize this, close your eyes. Imagine a beautiful city, far from a distance, beautiful land, like with the sun coming out and all that, you know. But the entrance to get there is narrow. You know those movies? The long path? Kind of like over there in Florida. You know, the long path, right? And it's set in a dangerous place to fall. Whoa, hold on a second. Hold on, wait. You guys ever seen Shrek? Like, you know, when he goes to the dungeon, right? And then Donkey's with him, and they have to cross the bridge. So imagine that. And it's set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left, a deep water. So now this beautiful, magnificent city, far, you know, kind of distant, and only way to get there is through a narrow path. Have you guys ever seen The Golden Child? It's an old school movie, right? Eddie Murphy's in it. So in order for him to get the sword, he has to like jump into these pieces of like these poles. So it's a very narrow entrance, so to speak. So if you fall, you're gonna get burned or drown. Now, it says on the left, a deep water. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever seen deep water, but it's scary, family. Being in deep water, in the middle of deep water. If you've never been in the middle of deep water, you guys have no idea what it means, what it feels like. I know whales can't eat you, but imagine that. Anyways, it says, and only one path between them both. Now, this sounds contrary to the Messiah, with Jesus, the white Jesus, saying, love everybody, come all of us together. Let's all hold hands together. We're all going to go into the kingdom together. Don't worry about it. You're good. I died for you. I died for you. You're good. And only one path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be but one man go there at once, and woman. So it sounds here to me that this path, hey, shalom, bro. Good to have you here. Hey, shalom, Julio, also my bad, and Juan as well. Thank you for your help too. This, and I'll call you later, bro. I did call you back, by the way, Julio. Anyways, it says, and only one path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be no man go there at once. So now, here, he summarizes the point as to what he's wanting for us to understand. If this city, which I showed y'all, visualize it from a distance, beautiful, gorgeous, has everything you want. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never showed past the danger set before, how shall he receive this inheritance? So repentance and endure to the end. Exactly the point. So if you are not governing your spirit, working on your mind, keeping these damn demons away from you, like what I said yesterday, tattooing the inside of your mind with the scriptures. So when these demons go into your house, kind of like the movies, you know, they like to tat all the walls up and, you know, spray them names and crazy shit. Instead, we do that to ourselves. Then guess what? If you haven't put yourself through that fire, man, how are you going to earn this inheritance? So it goes back to that, the laws, don't worry, you know, you're good to go. No, that's not the case, family. So why does this happen to us? I don't understand this whole thing, because this is the condition of the battle. I'll show you this real quick. Yeah, this was verse 57. Thank you. I almost forgot that it was in the same chapter. Check this out. Then it says here, I'll just get to the point here. 2 Ezra 7:57, it says, then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. That if he be overcome, meaning if you don't repent and endure, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say. Now, as I said to y'all before, Paul talked about it the entire time. He understood now, I got a flesh and I got a spirit. And I got a mind that I got to govern. Because if I don't govern it, then it's going to allow the flesh to attack my spirit. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9, verse 14. For the thoughts of mortal men are miserable. Watch that, okay? So let me say that again. For the thoughts of mortal men are miserable. Now think about this, family. I'm not trying to get all crazy with y'all, but if you close your eyes, you lay down, and you really just focus on you don't just focus on you, for example, for lack of better words, you won't feel your entire body. So it says here, for the thoughts of mortal men are miserable. That's how powerful they are. And our devices are but uncertain. So watch what he says. For the corruptible body presseth down the soul. So listen to this. So first he says, the thoughts of mortal men are miserable. Our devices are very uncertain. Then he goes, for the corruptible body presseth down the soul. And the earthly tabernacle, the flesh, weigh down the mind that museth upon many things, which, what does it do? The museth on many things, and when you're musing on many things, meaning pondering on a lot of dumb shit, excuse my language, verse 14, for the thoughts of mortal men are miserable, and our devices but uncertain. So we are in a position where the mind is an important thing to protect. The spirit. Because that is technically, in a sense, for lack of better words, again, the connection between the flesh and the spirit, the mind. So it's up to you what governs it. Does the flesh govern it? Meaning, are you easy to lust and sin? Sure, that's your king. Or does the spirit? The question is, which one do you allow to govern more? Because we know that here in Sirach, once again, it says, Sirach 23, O Lord, Father and Governor of all my whole life. Watch this, my whole life, okay? Because we're a spirit family before the flesh. Lead me not to their counsel and lead me not fall by them. Now, let me read that again. Lead me not to their counsels and let me not fall by them. What is that, people? No. Who will set scourges over my thoughts? And the discipline of wisdom over mine heart, meaning mind, that they spare me not for mine ignorance, and it pass not by my sins, lest my ignorance increase and my sins abound in my destruction. You see, where's the sin start? In the mind. So if you don't start understanding that it's all really about guarding your mind, that's what Paul said right here. Romans 7:12, he said, wherefore the law is holy, the commandments are holy and just and good. Verse 14, for we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. So here he says, I understand something spiritual about me, but I also understand this weird stuff about me right here. Right here. This is the scary part right here. This scary carnal part right here. This is the one that I think all of us as men can deal with, man. Let me see this real quick, bro. 1 Peter 1:2. Elect according to the foreknowledge of God the Father, to sanctification of the Spirit, unto obedience and sprinkling of the blood of Jesus, grace unto you and peace be more. We are living souls. A spirit in the body is a soul. Yeah, that's right, brother. And that word elect, according to the foreknowledge of God. So that means that he knew you. This is like for brothers here listening. That means that if you're understanding these words here, he knew you. Which is why for we know the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. So here he says, now I know something about this, but I know that I'm also here in this world. Now, how can I confirm that? How can I confirm that this is what Paul is talking about? I'll show you how. John 6:63. It's very easy stuff. Right, watch. It is the spirit that quickeneth. The flesh profited nothing. The words, and the only way you understand words is through your mind, right? That's what filters your thoughts, because we're taught words. So the flesh profited nothing. The words that I speak unto you, meaning the book, they are spirit and they are life. So why now are we seeing brothers and like maybe seeing like, you know what, I think this guy's on something because we were never fed the right food, spiritual food, meaning the real, at least some clarity and the understanding as to what are we supposed to do here. Yeah, I get to see the 12-type chart. Yeah, I hate those enemies. But what is really our job? Man, our job is to get our mind right. You want to know why, family? I'm going to show you why. Because y'all are generational warriors. And I'm going to show you something about generational warriors because that's one of the things that was required of us first for you to get it. Watch this. Listen to this. I love this, man. We're going to jump to several videos here, okay? And then we're going to move on because I got about another 20 so minutes. I got something to do today, family. I'm going to do it short. Let's go.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Estamos en un programa más de Dolchic y me encuentro aquí con un estupendo escritor, quien es Martín García. ¿Cómo estamos, Martín? Buenas tardes.
Bien contento de estar aquí, de estar difundiendo mi cultura.
Muy bien, estamos aquí con Martín porque el día de hoy nos presenta un libro que se llama Malinalco Orígenes, el cual quiero que él nos platique pues un poco más de lo que trata.
Sí, pues mira, es un libro que yo lo empecé a escribir a raíz de que he visto tanta distorsión sobre nuestra historia y sobre nuestra cultura. Y el detonante fue cuando vi esta famosa película Apocalipto, donde se muestra a los mexicanos y a la cultura maya en especial como algo primitivo. Y realmente es todo lo contrario, ¿no? Yo fehacientemente lo he comprobado y lo puedo mostrar, que las culturas mexicanas en su tiempo rebasaron a todos sus contemporáneos.
That's fire right there, family. Listen, I'm going to tell you something.
¡Viva México, cabrones!
You got to speak with authority. You got to speak with authority. This brother said here, I can prove it, that we're much better than what them damn stupid movies showed us. I'm going to prove it. Watch. Listen to this. Now, he don't have to speak like I speak. We don't have our styles. Some of them, some brothers speak calmly, but stern. We don't got to speak the same way. But it's the spirit that quickeneth, and it's the spirit that bears witness. And the truth shall set you free. Exactly, bro. You see, so watch what this brother says here about becoming a generation. What? Listen, if you're a warrior once in flesh and spirit, you will be a warrior forever. Now it's our job to wake that warrior spirit up. So what does it require? So family, I'm going to say this again. I'm telling you, man. I'm going to tell you right now. And I've said it in many, many classes, and almost all my classes. The trouble is in the mind. And the biggest enemy is you. And funny that this brother right here says it much better than I. Listen.
Las mexicanas en su tiempo rebasaron a todos sus contemporáneos. Entonces podría hablar de ciencia, de poesía, de filosofía, de medicina, hasta de religión, y demostraría que las culturas mexicanas superaron en mucho a las culturas antiguas europeas. Y demostraría que contemporáneos. Entonces podría hablar de ciencia, de poesía, de filosofía, de medicina, hasta de
ciencia, filosofía, medicina, hasta religión. Science, medicine, philosophy, even religion. He's like, we would out debate you. We would just out debate you. We were way advanced than you ever thought we were. No, we were way advanced than what you said we were. And you brothers and sisters need to understand that you were way more advanced than what you think you are. Because if you're stupid, then the shoe fits. Do you understand what that means? Si te crees que eres pendejo es porque eres pendejo, güey. O sea, tienes que cambiar esa mentalidad, cabrón. You know, that shit gotta go, man. Ya estuvo con eso. No más, hermanos. You are built from a beautiful lineage, not to put your foot over people, to show them how to be people. The wisdom was given to us. Let's go.
Religión, y demostraría que las culturas mexicanas superaron en mucho a las culturas antiguas europeas.
Okay, me estabas platicando hace un momento que son tus orígenes, ¿no? De parte de Malinalco. Platícanos un poquito más. ¿Qué es Malinalco para ti?
Mira, Malinalco es un lugar interesantísimo. Primero porque en Malinalco está el único templo monolítico, es decir, tallado en la montaña, que es considerado hasta ahora el único en todo el continente americano. Y en ese lugar se consagraban los mejores guerreros de México.
In this place here, they consecrated the best, most powerful warriors, okay? So keep in mind what that means. Keep this in mind what that means, all right? Now, you would think, oh, Apocalypto! Like those kind of powerful warriors, huh? Those kind of guys. No, dummies. No. You see, I love how Paul talked about Romans in such an eloquent way, like any attorney should, and the way that he broke it down for those spirits to get it. Because he's basically saying what it takes to be a warrior or a messenger or a fighter for the word of the Most High. You need to do something. The enemy, overcome the enemy. But let's find out who that is.
Americano. Y en ese lugar se consagraban los mejores guerreros de México. Pero para llegar a esos rangos debían de tener una virtud, que era vencer el enemigo más poderoso, se llama Nekog Yaot, y significa vencer el guerrero de sí mismo. Virtud, que era vencer el enemigo más poderoso, se llama Nekog Yaot, y significa vencer el guerrero de sí mismo. El enemigo más poderoso se llama Nekog Yaot, y significa vencer el guerrero de sí mismo.
Man, I love that right there. Check this out. He says that, I can't pronounce the word because I can't really hear it. Nayalt, I think he talks about that. Defeat the enemy. But that enemy is technically you. Check this out.
Significa vencer el guerrero de sí mismo. Entonces personajes como el llaman Nekog Yaot, y significa vencer el guerrero de sí mismo.
Boom, baby. Vencer el guerrero de sí mismo, vatos. Man, come on, bro. So I was talking to my wife about this, and she's like, well, how could you determine? I go, think about this. If you know somebody, you could tell when somebody's governing their spirit, that they know who they are, know thyself, so to speak, right? They'll walk with prudence. They'll speak a certain way, and they'll fight in a certain way. Because when you know who you are, fam, ain't nothing moving you. That's why those books I was showing you yesterday, about how, when our warriors, when they planted their foot down, bro, a whole unit couldn't knock them down. So here it talks about the wisdom of becoming a warrior. It's like before you knew how to fight, you had to fight you first. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, man, I wasn't ignoring you. I just wanted to go to the dot here real quick. They made us look like savages, but we're the most hardworking, intelligent people in the world. That's for sure. To this very day. We got the knowledge from Yah, our creator. Very true. And we have it in our spirit. It shows it. Warriors of Yah. Yeah, that movie, bro. I remember when I first saw it, I didn't know any better. They made a movie about us. That's how crumbly it was, bro. Like crumbs and shit. Yeah, that's powerful stuff, bro, right there. That's powerful stuff right there. Because if you think about what he's talking about, in order for you to be a warrior of here, by the way, this land here, esto se llama, ¿cómo se llama esta madre, güey? Sorry, no le digo madre, discúlpeme. Se llama Malinalco. Malinalco. A ver, déjame ver, Espérame, güey. Malinalco. So Malinalco, as you can see, it's where they have this right here. How small people beat you, shackasses. That's funny. Juan Carlos Juarez. Oh, I think I know who this guy is. It's that dude that thinks he's Portuguese. If you're not him, man, my bad, bro. We got three enemies in the flesh, the world, and yeah, bro. Well, that's why the scriptures mention about the helmet of salvation and gird up your loins. You know what I'm saying? Gird up your loins, meaning study, and have the helmet of salvation, meaning always like remember them. That's why I kind of give you that example, tattoo the inside of your brain and of your mind, you know what I mean? So you can see the scriptures like that in the sense. You know what I mean? All these indigenous people are liars. Yeah, this guy thinks he's Portuguese and Spanish and shit. I know who he is. He likes to change his Facebook picture. You're a sad case, bro. You're a sad case. Anyways, if it's you, if it's not you, Juan, then my bad. But I think it's you because you sound like that guy. So this is Malinalco. Okay, this is what he's talking about. It's a very historic place. I wasn't aware of it, family. I know I'm almost 50. I never knew of this place. I never knew of this place. So let's listen in real quick again, okay? Because this is very interesting. This is very powerful, and I want it to stick. All right, let's go.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Estamos en un programa más de Dolchic y me encuentro aquí con un estupendo escritor, quien es Martín García. ¿Cómo estamos, Martín? Buenas tardes.
Bien contento de estar aquí, de estar difundiendo mi cultura.
Muy bien, estamos aquí con Martín porque el día de hoy nos presenta un libro que se llama Malinalco Orígenes, el cual quiero que él nos platique pues un poco más de lo que trata.
Sí, pues mira, es un libro que yo lo empecé a escribir a raíz de que he visto tanta distorsión sobre nuestra historia y sobre nuestra cultura. Y el detonante fue cuando vi esta famosa película Apocalipto, donde se muestra a los mexicanos y a la cultura maya en especial como algo primitivo. Y realmente es todo lo contrario, ¿no? Yo fehacientemente lo he comprobado y lo puedo mostrar, que las culturas mexicanas en su tiempo rebasaron a todos sus contemporáneos. Entonces podría hablar de ciencia, de poesía, de filosofía, de medicina, hasta de religión, y demostraría que las culturas mexicanas superaron en mucho a las culturas antiguas europeas.
Okay, me estabas platicando hace un momento que son tus orígenes, ¿no? De parte de Malinalco. Platícanos un poquito más. ¿Qué es Malinalco para ti?
Mira, Malinalco es un lugar interesantísimo, primero porque en Malinalco está el único templo monolítico, es decir, tallado en la montaña, que es considerado hasta ahora el único en todo el continente americano. Y en ese lugar se consagraban los mejores guerreros de México. Pero para llegar a esos rangos debían de tener una virtud, que era vencer el enemigo más poderoso. Se llama Necocyaotl y significa vencer el guerrero de sí mismo. Entonces personajes como el abuelo Cuauhtémoc fueron consagrados en Malinalco. Entonces hay una relación bien estrecha con México Tenochtitlan y con lo que se ha conocido como la Triple Alianza, es decir, es la misma familia. Sí.
¿Y dónde vamos a poder encontrar este libro?
Pues mira, este libro va a estar a la venta en parte aquí en este lugar en Casalam. Está a la venta en la oficina de turismo de Malinalco.
His name is Martin Garcia. Okay, so check him out. And you know, I find it so funny when you got idiots that show up and say people are from Asia. Okay, so do Asians eat what we eat? How come we don't have noodles here? Or kung pao? Or orange chicken? Or how come we don't use peanut sauce? Peanut oil. How come we don't use peanut oil? How come we don't steam our rice like they do? How come our clothing is different? Juan, Mr. Curly Hair. Wait, because you got curly hair, you think you're like a bunch of like you're. So let me guess, because you curly hair, you think you're Portuguese? Many words. What? Many words? You must be dumb. Do you know that words can be also imprinted on somebody's mind if I force you? Like I could steal your ass and force you to speak a dumb language, and because of that, you're gonna say, I can go around and say you're something else. Juan Carlos Juarez. Hey, but by the way, I put the link up, bro. If you really want to talk, wait, get on, because I think I know who you are, and I would love to talk to you. Get through all them curls that you like to jerry curl your way up, and thinking you're Portuguese and Spanish and native. You're all confused. You're more of a paisa than everybody here. But you did a DNA, and my DNA says that I'm Portuguese. You're of your father. So whatever your father is, it don't matter what you look like. You are of your father. So if your father is a paisa, bro, you're a paisa no matter how many curly hairs you got or how much DNA you think you got. You see, there you go. You see, you're a paisa, homeboy. Just stop it. I know you don't want to be raza. And if you're not raza, well then good. Be what you want to be. But stop trying to tell people what they're not. Because you can't even confirm it. I just asked you a bunch of questions and instead you say the words. Eres novato, niño. You still wearing diapers, homie? I got kids as young as you. Learn how to respect. Let's continue, family. This is a powerful message too, all right? This is the connection that we start to have to deal with. And by the way, my apologies, but I think I know who this guy is right here. I think I know who he is. If it's not you, then my bad, I'm being so aggressive with you. But I think it's you because you're not responding to me as if it's not you. So that's the funny part, because on Facebook, you got another face. Yeah, I know. It's just stupid. Matter of fact, why are you even here if you don't think that you're our people? And if we're Asians, well, then let our Asian asses be left alone, bro. Like, for real. I mean, I also show the migration, which, by the way, you now preach. You actually told me, oh, yeah, we came through India. You dumbass. I was the one that taught that shit. You guys didn't know nothing about that. But now you go and say that you understand that. So you come to your daddy to learn from, and then you go and use my knowledge and say that you understand it. That's how dumb you are. See, that's your insult? That's all you got? You're not Azteca? No, because Azteca's not even. All right, fam. I love this. You see? Man, oh my God. I'm waiting for the guy to have the werewolves to hit the link and debate me like sincere men with knowledge, not to talk. You see, the reason I'm talking to you like this is because of fools. There's a scripture that says, I'll talk to fools the way when fools need to be talked like. I only speak to men of wisdom if they're wise. You don't deserve any because look at what you're saying. Like, I don't understand you, bro. If we're Asians, we'll leave our Asian asses alone. Are you happy now? I love orange chicken. Does that make me Asian? I know how to cook compound chicken. Does that make me Asian? I know how to make pho real well. Does that make me Asian? I know how to say putanganamo. Does that make me Samoan? Oh, no. Ufakai. Ufakai is a Samoan word or Polynesian word. Does that make me Samoan? Ufakai. You know, what a waste, bro. What a waste of a brain.
Hay una frase que ellos escribieron en el documento sagrado, que es el Popol Vuh, cuando dijeron que todos se levanten, que no haya ni uno, ni dos, ni uno que se adelante, ni otro que se quede atrás. Todos juntos, todos de la mano. Es una visión que se ha visto y que poco a poco se ha empezado a reunirnos todos los pueblos indígenas en todo el mundo. Se han hecho encuentros, nos hemos encontrado, hemos empezado a tener la oportunidad de conocer las otras culturas, de fusionar todas estas culturas. Cuando nos encontramos con los indígenas del norte, del sur, del este, del oeste, nos unifica los puntos cósmicos, la salida del sol, la entrada del sol, el aire, el agua, la madre tierra, el corazón del cielo, el corazón de la tierra.
Family, I also want to say this video here is very powerful, but because what the sister's talking about is about, strong unity. And unlike these camps where they were saying, we're Judah, we're the head tribe. No. That's not what the scriptures talk about. There's 12 doors, all equal to each other. 12 doors. And she says here the same thing.
Ni uno que se adelante, ni otro que se quede atrás. Todos juntos, todos.
All together, all in hand. That's beautiful. That's what I'm looking for. Now, let's listen in for a good 4 minutes of this right here. I think 4 minutes. And then we're going to jump to this right here. Because now, here's the beauty about this, family, right here. This is another writer, okay? Here's another writer right here. So I want to point this book out to you. Este es su libro, ¿eh? Fíjense para que vean. So no, it's not. That's not what it costs. Okay, that's not what it costs. That's basically in Mexican pesos, right? So if you actually look for the book, you can actually see it. Like, where is it? Let me see if I can find the book here. Hold on. Isn't it even mine? No, it's not mine. Okay, hold on. Let me look for it here. This way. There it goes right here. So it's not expensive. El lado desconocido del continente náhuatl. Retrospectiva y horizonte de la cultura Anahuaca, Análisis Comparado, Spanish edition. Okay? So that's the book it's talking about. We're going to touch on this. Now, the reason why I'm getting ahead, I'm not going to play it, is because, family, it starts like this. You see, there was a time where we did not know anything about our history. There was a time where all we knew was that we were a bunch of indios, como este güey que viene aquí a decirnos, no somos los son aztecas nomás, güey, son asiáticos, pinches mongolios. That's what he says. And then now he says that you're no Aztec. You know what he means by that, family? Lo que este güey quiere decir es que no debo de ser mezclado, porque lo que él piensa es de que solamente tenemos inteligencia porque somos mezclados con los europeos. Por eso. That's what he believes. The only reason why we're smart is because we were civilized by the Europeans. Say it ain't so, Juan Juarez. You know it's true. So what I love about this here is that now we got people talking about the atrocities. You see, famous writers now. This is not that long ago. This is recent. You see, fam, right there. This is recent right here. See right there? This is recent. See what I'm saying? Now. Oh, look, here we go. Now we got we got a couple of people. I'm glad you guys are here. Wait, but what's the point of this? How do we get to salvation? Do you know the Bible? Read Sirach 11:7. See, wise people are you more mindful. You guys obviously don't follow this channel. See, I'm kind of going through a walk here, and you're like halfway through it. If you're here for like a 10-minute, whoa, wapow, I'm motivated now. Let me go back to my life. You're not. No, that's not what we do here. There's actually history that we show here too. But then we have like macrobios como de este way aquí that go and laugh around here on our channel and try to say that we're Asians and he's Portuguese, Spanish, but he looks more paisa than myself, which is funny. So anyways, let's continue with this, okay? So watch, check this out. I'm going to show you this real quick. Hey, if you guys want, hit the link, man. I'm right there, Juan Juarez. Hit the link, Juan Juarez. Hit the link. Let's go.
Lo prometido es deuda. Está por fin con nosotros en cabina de Cadena Azul Radio un gran amigo, Martín de Malinalco. Martín, bienvenido.
Muchas gracias.
¿Cuánto tiempo, amigo? Años, ¿no? Años desde que originalmente la vida y las profesiones nos permitieron coincidir en la radio y hacer en aquel momento de esa sección una de las más escuchadas, yo me atrevo a decir una de las más escuchadas en el Valle de Toluca, y es que contar contigo como invitado especial es un auténtico lujo y un privilegio por tu entendimiento de la cultura original y tu defensa también, porque te has erigido como un férreo defensor de las culturas originales mexicanas.
Juan, that's how tall you are. You're laughing at your dad. Damn, dude, you're stupid. Listen, and you're supposedly an adult. You're a grown man. And you have kids and you have a girl? What is wrong with society nowadays, family? This is the newer generation. You know, the generation disease, whatever you guys call these guys. Y'all are soft, man. Yeah, let me see that real quick. These people want their Tower of Babel. It upsets them. It upsets them that Christianity is crumbling. Not our fault you all push Christianity, and that's what this is all about. They want to bring us back. Well, they also want to remind you again of like how insignificant you paisas are, you so-called Mexicans. You see, this guy came in hiding the fact, because he works around raza for sure, right? But he won't say this shit in your face. I know that's how weak he is. But he comes in and he's like something about Asians, right? And so this is how they feel about y'all. Y'all are dumb. This is how they feel about you guys right here. Just comes to show you. He never stood out of the crowd, and I can believe that he was sure. Yeah, I mean, he never wanted that attention. You got a point, Prophet. I like that. You're a good point. It's like I just don't see the point. Like, he's 5 foot tall. Like, are we in high school? I mean, are we in elementary? Family, to me, I'm almost 40. I'm 47, right? I can't wrap my mind around these people, man. Yeah, I love that.
Gotcha, bitch.
Hey, wait, hold on.
Gotcha, bitch.
He's a keyboard warrior. That's funny, dude, because it's like, yo, you guys are trippy, man. Go have a drink. Hey, listen, I don't condone using drugs, but for you, heathen, go smoke a joint, man. You know what I mean? Go calm down, bro. Let's go.
Sí, claro, esa es parte de mi vida, parte de mis acciones personales y espirituales, y la verdad que para mí es un gusto haber nacido en esta tierra mexicana.
El Malinalco particularmente, quienes hemos visitado alguna vez Malinalco, tenemos referencia inmediata de Martín, pues a quien nos encontramos no solamente en este hermoso terruño que tú tienes como ofreciendo pues tus servicios de temazcal, sino también como uno de los participantes más activos dentro de la zona arqueológica, en donde nos compartes de manera libre, pública, mucho de este entendimiento de lo que es la cultura original mexicana, Martín. Ya son pues, toda tu vida dedicándote a esto, ¿no? A la investigación también. Podemos decir que eres también un historiador y escritor, porque cuentas con un libro también que ha tenido presencia durante muchos años. ¿Cuándo lo editaste primera vez hablando de ese libro?
Ya tiene como 15 años, maestro.
¿Qué tiene ese nombre? Malinalco Orígenes.
The book is called Malinalco Orígenes. Let's look for it. Malinalco Orígenes. All right. So let's see. Malinalco Orígenes. Libro, güey. Libro. A ver, espérame. By Martín. ¡Martín! Ahí está. There it goes right here. I think it's this guy. Yeah, there it goes right here. Martín. So, whoa, wow. Check this out, family. Say no cheap book here. I don't know if it's him, but I mean the first name is him. El presente libreto expone brevemente los logros espirituales y humanos de los indígenas que habitaban Malinalco y Santo de México, aunque el mismo pensamiento vale para todos los pueblos de Anahuac y preamericanos. Si bien mi exposición no abarca ni a un porcentaje mínimo de su profundo sentido religioso, busca ser una invitación para conocer este legado que tenemos los mexicanos y aunque al igual que tú soy mestizo, sé que también por mis venas corre sangre indígena, de la cual estoy orgulloso, pues me ha reconciliado con lo que soy. Yeah, it is his book. It's $381. Is this correct? Damn. I think it is. That's interesting. It maybe not. Maybe it's in Mexican pesos, pesos. But anyways, so this is this book. All right, so let's continue.
Tu primer libro que esperemos tenga una segunda parte, ¿no? Porque sí, además claro, todo mundo te lo pide. Todo mundo te lo pide. Leer este libro al que te refieres como pues una recopilación de datos importantes, pues es darnos cuenta de que sabemos poco de la cultura mexicana. Y a lo largo de estos años, pues se ha fortalecido este libro. Y este mismo libro lo sigues difundiendo, Martín.
Sí, poco, no tanto, porque faltan reimpresiones, es virtual y a través de Amazon se está difundiendo.
Ahí lo encontramos.
Ahí te lo envían en Amazon, sí.
Anótele, entre a Amazon y busque Malinalco Orígenes. Se va a sorprender de lo que va a encontrar en este libro. ¿Qué encontraremos, Martín, en términos generales?
Pues mira, en términos generales hablo de la mística de los guerreros mexicanos, de la astronomía, de conceptos religiosos, un epílogo, pero habiendo un tema apasionante, los sacrificios humanos. Entonces yo demuestro con elementos de prueba plena pues que es una falsedad, que es un...
You see? There it goes. That was one point I wanted to bring up. He says here, and he writes about the sacrificing of men, of people. He says that was a lie. That was a lie. And lately we've been
getting more reports about it.
Es un tema apasionante los sacrificios humanos. Entonces yo demuestro con elementos de prueba plena pues que es una falsedad, que es un invento
No
realmente.
existieron los sacrificios humanos.
Realmente no, mira, hay una apología institucional para defender que sí había, pero en realidad no hubo, más bien fue una justificante por todos los crímenes que se hicieron en México.
It's $15, family. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. That's good. That's good. Man, in case you brothers want to contribute to the brothers' help, I mean, it's good to understand exactly what he's written, but he goes deep into this whole concept here, like actually showing we knew astronomy, science, engineering, mathematics, binary code, 0 and 1. Obviously, when you talk about the gastronomy, not just astronomy, talk about the food, the herb, the medicinal aspects of our understanding, I know this for a fact because I remember when I was around 12, 13 years old, I used to go into the library and grab these books because I used to mess around with clay, right? I used to do sculpting. So I'd go to these libraries and like get these books so I could borrow them. And as I'm looking through these books, right, I find out these books about herbs and whatever, something led me to. So anyways, I found out, even then, I never forgot, we had over 3,000 herbs. And each one had a purpose behind it, a medicinal purpose behind the herb. I wish I would have never lost that book. Have I known what it was significant to me? And now, of course, but obviously it struck a chord with me. So let's continue.
La invasión española, que yo lo llamo conquista, entonces se tuvo que justificar de alguna manera, ¿no? Entonces estos caníbales salvajes, nosotros los conquistamos y por eso los hicimos esclavos, les quitamos su tierra, les quitamos su riqueza, todo, y ahora es de nosotros.
Esta apología ha sido entonces pretextada, ¿no?
Invasión española, que yo lo llamo conquista, entonces se tuvo que justificar de alguna manera, ¿no? Entonces estos caníbales salvajes, nosotros los conquistamos y por eso los hicimos esclavos, les quitamos su tierra, les quitamos su riqueza, todo, y ahora es de nosotros. Nosotros los conquistamos y por eso los hicimos esclavos, les quitamos su tierra, les quitamos su riqueza, todo, y ahora es de nosotros.
Exactly what we knew. That we were savages, that we were just, bottom of the barrel, that they came to civilize, they conquered and civilized us, brought Christianity, and that's why they took over, which is the Papal Bull doctrine of discovery, which was still used to this day. And it's part of the Constitution. As a matter of fact, there's court cases that use this law. And that's how they got Guadalupe de Hidalgo done. So as long as they continue to teach you and tell you you're just a bunch of Indians like this dumb Indian here, right here, and you believe the hype, well, yeah, of course, you're not going to want to know about you. But that's not the case. Now, the brother said, what's the point about this whole thing regarding salvation? Salvation starts with knowing who you are first, according to the Bible. Because man didn't create another human being. We're all in the book. All nations are in the book. And some of us have a purpose. Good ones, and some of us have bad ones. Some of us are made vessels for destruction. And some of us are made vessels of righteousness. You got to find out who you are. And that's the journey. Let's go.
Estos caníbales salvajes, nosotros los conquistamos y por eso los hicimos esclavos, les quitamos su tierra, les quitamos su riqueza, todo, y ahora es de nosotros.
Esta apología ha sido entonces pretextada, ¿no?
Históricamente, digan lo que digan.
No existe, a pesar de que lo veamos en libros de historia, pero también en películas de Hollywood, ¿no?
Es peor.
This is not true. This is not true. But you want to know what they keep showing us? Slave movies. And that shit didn't happen the way they say it. But they tell us, we were savages. We didn't know no better. Yeah, I didn't understand nothing. Let's continue.
Mira, hay elementos de prueba plena y estudios serios, como de un tal Phil Husler, que fue, creo que suizo. Él hizo un doctorado sobre historia, bla, bla, bla. Y entonces agarró los sacrificios humanos y se va crónica por crónica y análisis médicos de prueba plena.
Pretextada, ¿no?
Históricamente, digan lo que digan.
No existe, a pesar de que lo veamos en libros de historia, pero también en películas de Hollywood, ¿no?
Es peor. Mira, hay elementos de prueba plena y estudios serios, como de un tal Phil Husler, que fue, creo que suizo. Él hizo un doctorado sobre historia, bla, 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 y entonces agarró los sacrificios humanos y se va crónica por crónica y análisis médicos, ¿verdad? Con cardiotomías y buscándole de alguna manera, y descubre que no se puede, que es imposible sacar un corazón por el pecho, porque está el tórax, ¿no? La caja torácica, el esternón, músculos, tendones, arterias, venos, piel, etcétera. No es cierto, con un cuchillo de vidrio es imposible.
Documentos históricos que argumentan los historiadores que aseguran que hay que sí hay pues estos elementos de prueba de los supuestos sacrificios también son mal interpretados.
No hay, porque mira, en 500 años, en 400 años encontrar un entierro, no sabes por qué murió la persona, no sabes por qué murió, ¿verdad? Es muy difícil eso. Y entonces decían que eran miles y miles, así como en un día, ¿no? Sí. Y dices, entonces cada 5 minutos echaban uno, ¿no? Entonces, si una operación tarda de 5 a 20 horas, cuando se hacía a pecho abierto, ¿no?
Sí.
Entonces, la gran verdad es que no hay una postura colonizadora, ¿verdad? Hasta la fecha, en 500 años, para que los mexicanos no descubramos quiénes somos.
Go, baby, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? 500 years of them continuing to hide our history, which starts also with, if we're not the people of the book, why the hell keep the Bible from us? I showed y'all this already. The Lutheran newsletter talks about that. Why do they not print the Bible in their dialects? Why do they have this God away from them? You know what I'm saying? Why? Let's continue.
¿Y qué somos? Fecha, sí, claro, a la fecha. Pregúntale a cualquiera, ¿verdad? Si sabe de México, si sabe de su cultura. Es más, ahora con estas posturas, pues a la fecha, pregunta a pecho abierto, ¿no?
Sí.
Entonces, la gran verdad es que no hay una postura colonizadora, ¿verdad? Hasta la fecha, en 500 años, para que los mexicanos no descubramos quiénes somos.
And you got a lot of these coons right here that are here doing their work. Hey, look, the Mayate is here. You said it, not me. Right? Let's continue.
¿Y qué somos? Fecha, sí, claro, a la fecha. Pregúntale a cualquiera, ¿verdad? Si sabe de México, si sabe de su cultura. Es más, ahora con estas posturas pues que han hecho políticas y sociales donde se van hacia dos bandos, ¿no? Sobre los indígenas, sobre los que son indios, sobre los que son pobres, sobre los que son ricos. Ve ahí nada más. Mucha gente se avergüenza. Es más, mira, voy a decir algo que no quiero lastimar a nadie de manera personal, porque cada quien con su vida personal puede hacer lo que quiera. Pero yo cada vez que estoy en un aeropuerto o en una multitud, he visto muchas mujeres que se pintan el pelo, ¿verdad? Y dije, 1, 2, 3. Bueno, hice el cálculo contando, 8 de cada 10 mujeres se pintan el pelo. Yo he visto eso en los aeropuertos. Y después me puse a investigar y descubrí que México es el país que más consume tintes para el cabello en el mundo.
Wow. Hence, Juan Carlos Juárez. Nomás te falta la tinta, brother. Nomás te falta la tinta, güey. Let's continue. We're almost done on this text, and then we're going to move on to the next one, and then that's it. Let's go.
Tintes para el cabello.
Sí,
y estamos hablando de tinte rubio. Hacia allá
rubios, claro, ¿no? Entonces, digo, cada quien hace con su vida.
Envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Remember that. Envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Proverbs 3:31. Let's go.
Lo que quiere, pero de alguna manera en el subconsciente se está uno negando a sí mismo. ¿Sí me entiendes? Y así muchas cosas, la moda, tanto filosóficas como religiosas, como de pensamiento, Hollywood encima, los Estados Unidos, y la gente se avergüenza de lo mexicano, muchísimo, de verdad. Toda la gente que sale del país, que va a otros países, no sabe de México, siempre México queda en vergüenza, ¿sí o no?
Sí, porque siempre nos preguntan, ¿no?
¿Sí o no?
Háblame de México,
¿sí o no?
Háblame de tu cultura, ¿qué podemos decir?
¿Verdad? Y no sabemos, y lo irónico es que la gente extranjera que le gusta estudiar, ¿verdad? Porque no a toda le gusta, pero hay mucha que sí, pues sabe que México es un foco cultural impresionante. Es más, nada más te digo esto.
Do you see what he says? Saben los extranjeros that Mexico is a focal point, a historical focal point. Yeah, they are, bro. You're right about that. I will agree with you. I will concur. Every household has to have Coca-Cola, brothers. Like Chescos, they call it Chescos. I remember growing up. I mean, I was born over there, and I remember, man, like, you got to have your Chesco, brother. You got to have the Coca. Well, we call them Chescos, refresco. Like, pásame una Coca. And we call Pepsi Coca too, by the way. Pásame una Coca. Pásame una Pepsi. Pepsi. It's true. Maybe your abuelos were. Maybe your abuelos were. Don't go assuming everybody, man. Let's go.
México es una de las 6 culturas madres en el mundo.
Cultura madre.
Let me repeat that again. And that goes for you, Juan Juarez, Mr. Portuguese, Mr. Slave Conqueror. Because if you are Portuguese, then you were one of the slavers. Your dad was a slave conqueror. More likely a Swati Africanite with a mixture of European. If you are the original Portuguese. So if you are, you're the enemy. You see this right here? Look, Northern Mexicans are better than Southern Mexicans. You know, you sound really dumb. You know that, dude? You're embarrassing yourself, bro. I don't got to do it. That's the beauty about just sitting here. You sit back and you just let stupidity be stupid. Let's go.
Que sí, pues sabe que México es un foco cultural impresionante. Es más, nada más te digo esto. México es una de las 6 culturas madres en el mundo.
Cultura madre.
Sí, pero en el mundo, ¿eh? Fueron 6 culturas madres en el mundo.
Esto representa una gran influencia por descubrimientos, por avances de carácter científico y filosófico y que aportan algo a la humanidad.
Mira, sí, mucha influencia, porque en esas 6 culturas madres se ha basado casi el gran conocimiento del mundo actual, ¿verdad? Y empezamos con China, es una de ellas. India es la segunda. Mesopotamia, Egipto, los incas y México. Son las 6 del mundo actual, ¿verdad? Y empezamos con China, es una de ellas. India es la segunda. Mesopotamia, Egipto, los incas, casi el gran conocimiento. Sí, mucha influencia, porque en esas 6 culturas madres se ha basado casi el gran conocimiento del mundo actual, ¿verdad? Y empezamos con China, es una de ellas. India es la segunda. Mesopotamia, Egipto, los incas y México. Son las 6 culturas madres.
No hay más.
And if you guys remember the class I did, Mesopotamia, keep that in mind, the Chaldees, right? All right, let's continue.
No hay más, y de ahí se retoma todo el conocimiento. Tú dirías los griegos, pero no, los griegos le copiaron mucho a los egipcios. Sí. Digo, se basan más que nada en los egipcios, así es, ellos, ¿verdad? En Persia, ¿verdad?
¿Y qué aportó México al mundo?
Mira, México ha aportado, aparte del oro y la riqueza, porque debo decirte algo hablando de la aportación de la riqueza y del oro y de la plata. Inglaterra pudo hacer su revolución industrial gracias al oro de México. Pues pregúntate, ¿de dónde sacaron el dinero? Si
I see, I told you. All right, so here I'm going to embarrass you, Juan Juarez. You're the Malincha, brother. You're the Malincha, dude. I'm going to show people your face because you like to hide and use this other shit. And I really dislike people like you, man. So you better unfriend me right now. Where you at? Let me see. Let me see here real quick. Let me see if I can find somebody here for you. Hold on a second here. Let me not embarrass other people because, you know what I mean? Hold on. Where are you at? You better run, bro. You better run. I'm going to show people your curly Sue. Talk a big game, man. You think you know shit. Coming over here telling us about who we are and who we're not. Oh, man. If you erase your picture before I get to it, bro, you just told me who you are. Give me a few, family. I will find it, and I will show you. So in case you work with this guy, at least you know how he feels. Show me how you truly feel, huh? Where are you? ¿Dónde estás, güey? I'm going to give you time to run away. This guy right here, family. This is who's bugging us right now. This guy right here. Juan Juarez. This is you. We are Spanish, Portuguese, Native American, Africans. We are not all pure people. That's who you are. Stop lying. Why don't you just admit this is who you are? Juan Carlos Juarez. You are here telling us this right here. You see, I don't know why people do this, fam. I don't understand why people do this. Why are you guys, what's wrong with you? You guys are supposed to be adults, man. If you don't like this channel, move the fuck on. There's other people here listening, watching that actually want to learn. You know what I'm saying? That maybe is insignificant to you because you're a Spanish, Portuguese, American, whatever, African. Yet the Bible clearly says you're of your father. So you're either Spanish, Portuguese, native, or African. It doesn't matter what your daddy slept with. The fact is that you're one of them. Okay? The fact is you're one of them. So you are of your father. I don't care. You see, you are of your father. You are of your father. You mean I'm sharing lies that's not you in the Facebook that I showed? You didn't debunk me. You didn't say that's not me. So that's you. So you're sharing lies because you see, we don't believe in the philosophy of this world. We here, the people that are listening, we believe in the scriptures. And the scriptures clearly state that it's of your father. No matter what you do. Numbers 1:3 says, from 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel. I'm sorry, verse 118. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigree after their families by the house of their fathers. If you're saying I'm sharing lies there, hit the link. Show us your 1 year of having any kind of understanding of how much you know in 1 year, because I heard about you. About a year and a half ago, Nathan told me, you're wandering around, not knowing shit. And now you think you know everything. See, look, Paul went to Spain to preach to my ancestors. So now what are you saying? You're saying you're a Ashkenazi? You're saying you're Ashkenazi Jew now? Or you're Sephardic? Are you what that dude Abraham, did he convert you now? He converted you now. So you're an Ashkenazi now. Is that what you are, Juan Carlos? So you've been watching my classes and now you found out who you were. Coming back to say hi to your big daddy? Again, it don't matter what you are, bro. You can call yourself Spaniard, Portuguese, African, native. It doesn't matter. It's of your father. It's of your father. It's of your father. It's of your father. But you see, you don't believe in DNA because you said that I'm from Asia. And you've seen my DNA pictures. So you don't believe in DNA, only when it's convenient for your paisa ass. How funny that you say that. Because you clearly know that I don't have any Asian like that. You clearly know that, but yet you use the DNA. Yeah, he wants the benefit of being freaking Nazi, bro. That's what it is, dude. That's what it is, bro. He has this guy on Facebook that's like, his like secondhand man, and he's an Ashkenazi or Sephardic, one of the two. And he's over there like, oh yeah, like he's kissing his ass, bro, like totally. So this guy's like all up on his jock. So now he thinks Paul went to Spain to preach to my ancestors, not the Native Americans. You forgot to say he was also white, right? Hey, check it out. Let's continue. Anyways, look, I'm going to continue this one for later because I want to get to this other point. All right. So now here's the facts, family. Here's the facts. So this guy can say what he wants to say. So see, there he goes right there. You see, family, we are a white Hispanic mestizo. But he says that Paul went to speak to his people. Well, Paul used the scriptures. Let me show you what Paul said. Okay. What Paul said right here. Paul 9:4, Romans 9:4 says, who are Israelites, to whom pertain the adoption and the glory and the covenant and the giving of the law and the serving of God and the promises. Whose are the fathers, of whom I'm concerning the flesh came, is over all. God bless forever. Amen. So if you're saying he came to talk to your people, then you should understand that you cannot get around the law. Because he talked about the law. So see, if you're an Israelite, then you should know that it is of your father's pedigree, no matter what so-called mixture you want to bring about. Now, I'm defending the scriptures. What you claim that you know. So if I'm triggered by defending the scriptures, yeah. I mean, you said Paul went to talk to your people, but you obviously don't know your own Bible. So a heathen knows the Bible more than you? Since you're calling me a heathen, if that's what you're really. So family, here we go. Now the facts came about. There we go. I love it, man. So what he did, so what he did is he came here. You see, this is what we call a passive aggressive individual, right? They hide deception. Okay. So watch, I got a scripture for you, man. I can't. Which one does it go? Let's see. Where's it at? Yeah. There you go. That's the one I was looking for. Let me see if that's it. That's it. Watch this real quick, family. Watch this real quick. Check this. Check this out. Yea, Job 54. Yea, thou castest off fear and restrained thy prayers before God. For thy mouth uttereth thine iniquity. Thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. Thine own mouth condemned thee, not I. Yea, thy own lips testify against thee. You testified against yourself. You just testified against yourself. Not me. Not me, not one bit. Not one bit. The Europeans barely even showered or were filthy. That's why Black's plague wiped it out. That's right. Very true. Very true. That's called the smallpox. It's just funny that you condemn yourself. Because here's what happens, family. You see, this guy thought he was crafty. So he comes in saying, Hispanics are this. You guys are whatever, Mongols or Asians, right? That's what he said. Very subtle. Then he starts using Spanish words, right? These supposedly are people. But then he says this. You see, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. Then he says this. Paul went to Spain to preach to my ancestors. You see that? To my ancestors. You see, family? Then he says DNA. Then he says that supposedly we're all mixed, right? But he makes sure that he said to you, so-called Hispanic, that you guys are all Asians. I guess he forgot about the Church of Asia or the churches in Asia, right? Then he tries to tell me I'm not an Aztec, that I'm mestizo, and that we're Asians. And at the end, he says, what? Paul went to talk to his people. You see? Hebrews went to Iberia before they went to America. You see this, family? You see what I'm saying? So there's people among you that look like you, that act like you, that talk like you, that'll even eat tacos like you. But they don't, not spiritually, have anything to do with you. And you see, this is the beauty about being us, because we know for a long time that you may look like me, but I know that you may also rob me. And this is the thing about BHIs. They have a hard time accepting that negros can actually do that to themselves. Yeah. Just like white people too. White people understand that their own people can really rob them. So as you can see, a prime example, family, he came in with, oh, yeah, I'm not offending nobody. Oh, by the way, you guys are Asians. Oh, no, I'm mixed. I'm Portuguese. I'm native. Oh, no. My people. He came to talk to my people. You guys are not Hebrew. So he believes he's a Hebrew, but not you. Even though he looks just like you and farts just like you and eats frijoles just like you, but he don't feel like you. So every time he sees like our brother that we showed, right, with the straight hair, he calls him an Asian. When he says Guatemalteco, It's a very demeaning way of talking to you, saying you're a mestizo. You see, us white crackers civilized your ass. That's what Juan Carlos is saying. So when you look in the mirror, Juan Carlos, you think you're white. That's a sad case of a moronic man. Ah, there you go, bro. I love that shit. But you want to know something? It starts like this, family. It starts like this. You see, first our people have to wipe the eyelids off of what we used to see, right? That we were just savages. And they came and conquered, and that's why they made us better, right? That's what this guy thinks. That's what he starts, right? See, there you go. There you go. I'm glad. There he goes right there. We civilize you fools. You see, family? Remember, it's this guy right here. Let me show you again. Send me a message, bro. Hey, yeah, let me see. Matter of fact, I'll do this. Watch. Excuse my language. Excuse my language. Watch what I'm going to do. Watch. I'm going to show you. Come on, bro. This guy right here. So this guy right here, Juan Juarez, right? Juan. This guy right there. That guy right there, family. That guy right there. That paisa right there. He just said, we civilized you fools. This guy right here. Juan Juarez. All right, so I'm going to post it. So you can get the mutters. You think I'm joking? Watch this. That's him. So he just said that he civilized you. We civilized you fools. Celtiberians. No, I'm actually, dude, I'm using you as a beautiful example of why our brother was saying about the separation. You are doing the Lord's work. I'm a paisa. I never denied that. But you just said we civilized you fools. So what you're telling the brothers here, like this brother right here, that you came out of his nuts. I'm saying that he came out of your nuts. You're telling this brother right here that he came out of your nuts. You're telling these brothers right here that you civilized them. That's what you're saying. We are paisas of Spanish descent. You see, family? So this guy here, this guy right here. So now you know that he came. I'm a paisa. I'm sorry, hold on. Where are you at? Here it goes, right here. We civilize you fools. So here's the point, fam. When we start wiping away all of that crap and getting rid of idiots like him, and you start understanding that it's like the Matrix. You don't know who your people are, and you're not going to know until the end. That's the sad part. But right now is the actual separation. So what were we before the Spanish came? Yeah, watch that. He's going to say, yeah, he's going to, he's all over the place. The point being, family, is, you see, our gente never really knew about these things. They thought we were savages. But now we got writers that are saying, listen, you guys weren't savages. No, not at all. You guys weren't savages. Did you know that Bartolomé de las Casas? And you're like, Bartolomé de las Casas? Who the hell is that? So then people start wondering, who's Bartolomé de las Casas? So once this starts publishing and being known, this was recent, November 29, 2023, okay? This just happened, family, 3 days ago. Once people start hearing this, and then they hear that in the Bible, a nation from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, whose nation thou should not understand, with a fierce countenance, came and took your land, killed your kids, enslaved your children, raped your wives. You're going to be like, wait a minute, that's in the Bible? Yeah. But that's what happened when the Spaniards came. Yeah. So check this out, fam. Let's enjoy this. This is about a good 10 minutes, 12 minutes. I'm going to speed it up, and I'm going to go to the bathroom, and I'm going to come back right back. All right, let's go.
porque se pasó de lanza horriblemente y porque los curas, no más falta que leas a Bartolomé de las Casas para que veas los asesinatos tremendos de españoles que encadenaban a 13 indígenas y bolas con un disparo. ¿Cuántos mataste? 8. A ver, voy yo. Amárrame otros 13. ¡Bum! Maté a 9, te gané, cabrón. Es más poderosa mi arma. O cómo sacaban, dicho por Bartolomé de las Casas, cómo les sacaban a las mujeres embarazadas, los niños con espadas y los azotaban. Es tremendo. En mi libro esa es la parte más triste y más fuerte que hay, todo el relato de Bartolomé. Ahora sí que no dicho por mí, sino por un español.
Un católico, Tony, en el nombre de Dios.
Es tremendo lo que hicieron con las personas, se pasaron de lanza horriblemente. Fue un genocidio tremendo. Por ejemplo, hacían, llegaban con un pergamino a un pueblo, vamos a decir, de zapotecas, y en español decían, por órdenes de la reina Isabel, bla, 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 y del papa, bla, 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 estas tierras ya pertenecen a España y bla, 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 no a la Nueva España, sino España. Y todos los que no estén de acuerdo, para un lado, y los que sí estén de acuerdo, para el otro. Pues la gente ni les entendía. O sea, tú vienes ahorita, te habla un cuate en ruso y te dice, ¿estás de acuerdo con los rusos? Pasa para acá, y si no estás de acuerdo, pasa para acá, y si no, los vamos a matar. Entonces toda la gente pues nada más se queda como, ja, ¿qué? ¿Y estos qué? Y de repente pues todos los que estaban del lado derecho, pum, 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 pásate para acá o te mato. ¿Qué pasó? Pues ya, a partir de ahora eres mi esclavo. Y como no tienes alma, pues me vale gorro, ¿no? Eres un X, porque hasta las plantas tienen alma.
And that's all we knew. That's exactly what they told us. That y'all ain't shit. Until this very day, they're still doing that. To this very day. So, let's continue.
Tony, estábamos en la parte de las atrocidades más oscuras.
I don't know about that. The whole calendar, because it says doomsday. I mean, we don't know if it's a true prophecy. I'm not a well-known historian of this subject, so I'm not going to necessarily agree or disagree. But that's not really. It has the prophecy has to come out of the scriptures, at the end of the day. So that's kind of where I leave it. Anyways, let's continue.
De los eurobárbaros, aunque en ese sentido que dirías que pues no todos culpables, pero muchos eran omisos ante estas atrocidades. Entonces yo siento que pues aunque no hayan hecho nada, no hayan invadido, son cómplices, y hoy en día pues hay muchos españoles.
See how stupid this guy is? That's true. Newspaper never forced anyone to speak Spanish. They forbid people to read and write. If you forbid somebody to read and write, then you force them to either read and write. So you guys came and like were so nice and shit, you gave us and brought food and all that. That's what he's saying. So Mexicans only started to exist when Spanish came to America. Yeah, that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. But he says that Paul came to talk to his people. So what he's saying is that humans created another nation. You see? And then now he's talking like as if he knows this history about these brothers here, Texcala and all that. Dude, listen, this guy was like a worker at a regular job about a year and a half ago. He was paying bills like everybody else. And then somebody said something to him, and all of a sudden now he thinks he's wise. And now he thinks he's a Spanish, Portuguese native that has his ancestors who Paul spoke to, who says that he civilized you.
Que sí defienden mucho el tema de la colonialidad, y ya tienes pues incluso los expresidentes como Felipe Calderón, que se junta con los conservadores españoles y defienden toda esa parte de la hispanidad y la colonialidad mexicana, ¿no? Pero sobre ese contexto, cuéntame, ¿qué otros eventos tan macabros pudiéramos vislumbrar para que pues se den cuenta las personas que los verdaderos salvajes y sin almas eran los invasores conquistadores.
Muy buena pregunta. Bueno, primero te diría que Felipe Calderón no tiene el término ni siquiera de mexicano, es un espurio malnacido que tuve la oportunidad de conocer varias veces porque iba a mi lugar, a Rocotitlán.
You hear what he says? And by the way, you see how this idiot is over here talking, right? Yet the historian, the well-educated brother that he calls Asian, cleared that up. He literally said about the three nations. Natives were at war with each other way before Hispanics can get to there's no hugs and kisses. It's typical Euro trash knowledge. It's just typical trash knowledge, man. This is so sad, family. I don't feel sad for my gente because we're growing from this. But people like this guy, do you still believe this American history? Like it's just like he's gonna say more stupid shit. I'm kind of having a little fun with it. They did exist, but only look different and speak their language. Oh, God. Listen, bro, I'm gonna do this. All right, I'm gonna do. I'll tell you what. Because I technically practically insulted you, and you still don't have the balls to hit the link. So before you post anything else, hit the fucking link. If you don't hit the link, I'm gonna block your ass. Because guess what? You see, there you go. That's it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna block you because you're wasting our time. And you don't want to get on this. Yeah, he sounds like he's gonna vote for Trump. Go vote for Trump, bro. Go vote for him, man. Go vote. Go be a Republican, Democrat. Go do your thing. Go do your thing, Juan Juarez. I already showed the world, like he said, del presidente que tenía México, even though he looked like us, bro, he was nothing of our people. Nothing of our people, right? So you are no different. Let's continue.
Que tuve la oportunidad de conocer varias veces porque iba a mi lugar, a Rocotitlán.
Okay.
Y se ponía bien pedo, muchísimo, era muy necio. Haz de cuenta que decíamos, ya vamos a cerrar la última ronda, ¿qué quieren? Y Felipe así, 8 chelas, caguamas y 2 pomos. Y, espérate, si vamos a cerrar en 1 hora. Y entonces me decía el vendedor, oye, pues me quiere comprar todo esto. Sí, pero ¿qué vamos a hacer aguantando los 4 horas más? ¿No? Entonces, pues sírveles 2 caguamas y ya, ¿no? Y se ponía súper necio, terminó, ¿cómo eres, güey? ¿No? Ibas a ganar un chingo de lana, ibas a ser...
No. Movimientos sociales quizás nada más.
O sea, los salvajes, cerrando el tema de ese pendejo. Sí, claro que hay, mira, hay cosas maravillosas. Por ejemplo, tú dime, los indígenas del mundo, ¿cuántas guerras hemos iniciado?
No. Movimientos sociales quizás nada más.
O sea, los salvajes, bla, 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 bla. Ni una guerra hemos iniciado ni hemos hecho. Siempre han venido a chingarnos. Que los franceses, los ingleses, los gringos, los españoles, no se diga, los portugueses, los...
Hey, we just got one of them, right? Españoles, portugueses, nomás vienen aquí a andar puro desmadre, güey. Like the same shit. You guys are just here bugging us. Like, dude, listen, we're not trying to initiate war, but it's always you guys. But yet he comes in, oh, you guys were always at war. Well, we're not ever trying to initiate war. Plus, the historian specifically clears up and says, listen, man, there was the Triple Alliance. These men talked before they went to war. They were warriors. Let's go.
Los españoles, no se diga, los portugueses, los vikingos. Nosotros no hemos hecho ni una sola guerra. Esa es la mejor carta para decir, los indígenas del mundo son pacíficos. Nosotros no hacemos guerras. Nosotros, al revés, hemos sido tan benevolentes que a pesar de toda la destrucción que han hecho en nuestro continente durante 500 años, todavía los tenemos aquí y los tratamos como hermanos.
See that, family? 500 years.
Entonces, es difícil entender una cultura de paz porque entonces te ven como tonto, ¿no? Ah, es que es bien güey. A le puedes hacer. No, soy.
And that's exactly what we're trying to change. You ain't doing that
Y
shit.
alivianado.
And
Es
that's the thing. I'm not accepting no sucker like Juan who lacks huevos to even have the decency to hit the link and say, listen, I don't like what you're saying because I studied this and I understand that it's wrong. No, you're just here to talk crap. That's just it. Hey, bro, I know for a fact they don't, dude. I know for a fact they don't, bro. But I like what this man says. Listen, we're done with that now. We ain't doing that no more. We're not doing that no more. You're not just, okay, we're kind, I get it. You think, but you know, when push comes to shove, that's it. So now we're going to use our wisdom. Let's go, Warriors.
Entonces, aquí nuestra cultura le ha abierto la puerta en el mundo en el que yo me manejo mucho, que es el rock and roll.
Claro.
¿Dónde se hicieron los españoles internacionalmente? ¿Dónde se hicieron los argentinos? ¿Dónde se hicieron los chilenos? En México. O sea, tú vas a Argentina y no conocen a Joaquín Sabina. Bueno, Sabina sí porque tocó con Fito Páez, pero no conocen a las bandas españolas y los españoles no conocen a las bandas argentinas. Están en su ego, nada más sus artistas, su rollo. Pocos artistas van a sus países porque están en su ego. Y México no, México abre las puertas, abre y es benevolente y es inclusivo. Entonces, la cultura prehispánica está muy lejos de andar atacando, de andar peleando, de andar quedándose con lo que no es suyo. Fíjate el descaro de un Donald Trump. Su mamá es irlandesa. Migra a Estados Unidos, tiene un hijo americano porque es nacido en Estados Unidos, pero es un irlandés.
Claro.
O no sé de dónde es. Pero el caso es que es primera generación. Regresa, o sea, crece el cuate y se va en contra de los originales del continente. Quiere poner una barda. Puta, no mames, este güey está pero pendejisísimo. O sea, ¿cómo es posible que quiera?
That's a fact. 1 Corinthians. Which one is that one? Oh, yeah. 1 Corinthians. Yeah. When we were children, we were taught. There you go. Let me get that one, man. When I was a child, I spake as a child. Well, listen. What the hell, bro? What's going on with my. Okay. Did he not charge? What the hell? Give me a second. Let me see. I don't know why my keyboard's not working now. Maybe Juan Juarez came and hacked in my stuff. He got mad at me. There it goes. 1 Corinthians 13:11. It says, when I was a child, I spake as a child. Maybe that. When I was a child, 1 Corinthians 13:11. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. I don't understand why grown-ass men jump on other men's chats just to act like kids arguing. Hey, straight up, bro. I just don't understand it. And it's like dumb stuff. You know, it's like not even real, like legitimate, solid. Just dumb. Just dumb. So this is actually a good point right here, family, because it also relates to what we're learning here. You see, before we were children and we didn't know any better. But now it's time to put away this childish stuff here. Because before, like the scriptures say, for we see through a glass darkly. You see, not everything is very clear yet. But then face to face. But eventually, it will be revealed who you are. Now I know in part, so now we're learning in part. But then I shall know even as I also am known. Meaning, so what we're learning in part. Not everything's very clear. It is a journey. It is a marathon. But you got to put away this childish mentality. And you got to accept the fact that this whole thing that we were taught wasn't completely true. And yes, you're going to have to deal with some real serious things. Because a lot of times people don't want to give up the things that they're accustomed to, like your traditions of men, your religions, your churches, your Thanksgiving, your all of that philosophy. That was all given to you as a child. So when I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. So now it's time to put away that shit. Because now that you know, and you're starting to see that what we're sharing wasn't just made up. Now we got writers in Mexico actually publicizing this thing. And this happened just a few days ago, family. You know how many people it's going to touch, that video? You know how many people have seen this video already? Okay? Look, at that time, it was 21 views, family. Nobody paid attention. Look at this. Right? You would think that it would mean something. Check this out.
Español.
23 views in one day, fam. Tell me if that shit ain't freaking weird. Tell me if that ain't weird, fam. 1,000 subscribers, 23 views. $23 views. I find this very amazing, family. So as you can see, this is only for the few. So let's enjoy it and finish it.
Tan benevolentes que a pesar de toda la hacer güey. Entonces, aquí nuestra cultura le ha abierto la puerta en el mundo en el que yo me manejo mucho, que es el rock and roll.
Claro.
¿Dónde se hicieron los españoles internacionalmente? ¿Dónde se hicieron los argentinos? ¿Dónde se hicieron los chilenos? En México.
Here.
O sea, tú vas a Argentina y no conocen a Joaquín Sabina.
Yeah.
Bueno, Sabina sí, porque tocó con Fito Páez, pero no con...
Funny, it's true. They use y'all in every single way possible, and then they don't give y'all any credit whatsoever, man. Let's continue.
Y es inclusivo. Entonces, la cultura prehispánica está muy lejos de andar atacando, de andar peleando, de andar quedando. Y estás llegando a nuestras tierras y ahora te quieres poner muy, y ya no quieres que entremos a nuestras tierras. Entonces, ese es el nivel de inconsciencia que hay. No se puede entender una cultura anahuaca comparada con una cultura europea, porque la europea, ¿cómo se hicieron? Se hicieron a madrazos, se hicieron de pleito en pleito, fueron matándose entre todos, y si ves la historia, cómo los reyes, cómo todos tenían sus... Bueno, ¿cómo están los mundos europeos que están todos con bardas, ¿no? O sea, todos reclutados en fortalezas, porque todos estaban peleando. En cambio, nuestras pirámides no tienen bardas.
Claro.
El lugar más sagrado está abierto a que lo veas desde lejísimos. O sea...
But you have an idiot that says we were at war with each other all the time, even though we had no walls, right? Family, this is a good video right here. I want you guys to enjoy it. Subscribe to the kid. I'm just surprised that he only got that many views, fam. Just amazing stuff, man. So now let me end it with this here real quick. I got something to show you. Real quick. Watch this. I didn't do a lot of scripture today, family, and I intended not to. This was mainly for a purpose, a video purpose. So now let's close it up here with this maniacal idiot. He says he's an Ashkenazi. Paul came and talked to my people. Paul, my gente. Okay. Let's find out who your people are. Let's go.
You, on behalf of His Majesty's government, the following declaration of sympathy with Jewish Zionist aspirations, which has been submitted to and approved by the Cabinet.
Primarily a movement from Eastern Europe, but they didn't clarify who was in charge of that movement. And in addition, it was, after all, in Great Britain. So they felt that the Rothschild family should be the one to whom it was addressed. And Walter was Lord Rothschild, and he was a Zionist.
I could possibly ask you to read it for us.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. I should be grateful if you would bring this declaration to the knowledge of the Zionist Federation. Yours, Arthur Balfour.
And here it is, the Balfour Declaration. What do you feel when you see it here?
I genuinely feel it's one of the most extraordinary moments in the history of the Jewish people.
Meyer Amschel Bauer, born in Frankfurt, Germany in 1744, was a moneylender and a goldsmith on Jew Street, whose shop had a sign out front with a red hexagram on it. Eventually, he would change his name to Rothschild, which is German for red sign. Rothschild soon learned that loaning money to governments and kings was more profitable than loaning money to private individuals. Not only were the loans bigger, but they were secured by the nation's taxes. Meyer Rothschild had 5 sons whom he trained in the skills of money creation and sent out to the major capitals of Europe to open branches of the family banking business.
Where does that symbol come from?
It's never written explicitly in the Bible itself.
Is it in the Talmud? Is there a passage in the Bible about that or no?
No.
Okay. So you're not really sure exactly where that comes from?
No. You got me.
Is it nobody knows, huh?
I don't know. I'm not. There must be somewhere.
Family, this is why I don't agree with that, with the star, okay? Just let y'all know. And I'm not attacking anybody here in particular. It just happened to be a video I wanted to play for some days. But anyhow, just keep that in mind, fam. It's not in the scriptures. And the only time it's mentioned of a star, it's not a good star. It's just like the Queen of Heaven, La Reina de los Cielos. So I wouldn't name anything or even use anything related closely to that. I'm just saying. Let's continue.
Do not remember exactly.
I believe that what they call the Star of David is actually the Star of Remphan. Because when you study the Bible, you'll see that when they worshipped other gods, the Bible talks about them carrying the banner of the star of their god Remphan.
And you know what the scary part is about that? It's literally a 666 figure. Okay? And here's why. All right? Let me show you. And the only reason I know this is because I was talking about that logo program. Okay? Check this out. There's 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 corners, 6 points, 6 lines. 666. I'm just saying. Me guessing. I don't know, fam. Like me when I was growing up, I didn't play with the Ouija board. I didn't deal with, like, I just like, I don't know if it's real or not, but I ain't messing with it. I'm just saying, all right? Let's finish this class, and then shalom. Shalom. Love y'all until tomorrow. Oh, by the way, it's Friday. So for you guys that have Sabbath, happy Sabbath. You know what? It is Sabbath for you guys, huh? Maybe I'll play another video. All right, let me finish this.
The Bible talks about them carrying the banner of the star of their god Remphan.
You took up for yourself the star, that's the 6-pointed star, of your god, called Remphan or Kiyun. All these were names for Moloch, the great Baal, the great fire god, who was the devil.
Beelzebub.
They sacrificed their own children, the Jews did, to the star god.
When they worshipped a false god, they had the Star of Remphan as an icon and as a symbol. We never see a Star of David in Scripture, but the star of the false god Remphan. And so we know today that they are not worshiping the true God, because the Bible says, he that denieth the Son, the same hath not the Father. But he that acknowledgeth the Son hath the Father also. If the Jews do not believe on the Son, the Bible says they don't have the Father. So who do they have? Somebody else.
In Jewish history, and it begins with 3 words. Dear Lord Rothschild.
Dear Lord Rothschild, I have much pleasure in conveying to you, on behalf of His Majesty's government, the following declaration of sympathy with Jewish Zionist aspirations, which has been submitted to and approved by the Cabinet.
Primarily a movement from Eastern Europe, but they didn't clarify who was in charge of that movement. And in addition, it was, after all, in Great Britain. So they felt that the Rothschild family should be the one to whom it was addressed. And Walter was Lord Rothschild, and he was a Zionist.
If I could possibly ask you to read it for us.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. I should be grateful if you would bring this declaration to the knowledge of the Zionist Federation. Yours, Arthur Balfour.
And here it is, the Balfour Declaration. What do you feel when you see it here?
I genuinely feel it's one of the most extraordinary moments in the history of the Jewish people.
Meyer Amschel Bauer, born in Frankfurt, Germany in 1744, was a moneylender and a goldsmith on Jew Street, whose shop had a sign out front with a red hexagram on it. Eventually, he would change his name to Rothschild, which is German for red sign. Rothschild soon learned that loaning money to governments and kings was more profitable than loaning money to private individuals. Not only were the loans bigger, but they were secured by the nation's taxes. Meyer Rothschild had 5 sons whom he trained in the skills of money creation and sent out to the major capitals of Europe to open branches of the family banking business.
Where does that symbol come from?
It's never written explicitly in the Bible itself.
Is it in the Talmud? Is there a passage in the Bible about that or no?
No.
Okay. So you're not really sure exactly where that comes from?
No. You got me.
Nobody knows,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. There must be somewhere. I do not remember exactly.
I believe that what they call the Star of David is actually the Star of Remphan. Because when you study the Bible, you'll see that when they worshipped other gods, the Bible talks about them carrying the banner of the star of their god Remphan.
You took up for yourself the star, that's the 6-1 star, of your God, called Remphan or Kiyun. All these were names for Moloch, the great Baal, the great fire god, who was the devil.
Beelzebub.
They sacrificed their own children, the Jews did, to the star god.
When they worshipped a false god, they had the Star of Remphan as an icon and as a symbol. We never see a Star of David in Scripture, but the star of the false god Remphan. And so we know today that they are not worshiping the true God, because the Bible says, he that denieth the Son, the same hath not the Father. But he that acknowledgeth the Son hath the Father also. If the Jews do not believe on the Son, the Bible says they don't have the Father. So who do they have? Somebody else.
That's scary, family. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Acts 7:43. Yea, ye took up the tabernacle of Moloch and the star of your god Remphan. Figures which ye made to worship them, I will carry you away beyond Babylon. Now remember, keep in mind that Moloch came from the Canaanites. They came from the Canaanites. The Druids. The Druids came from the Canaanites. The Amorites. All of that family. So what you're doing is basically, again, look, I see the star and it's like, I like math and I just see the angles and I don't know. It makes sense to me. Again, it's scary, fam. I'm not trying to push it. I never mess with Ouija boards. I never liked, I just figured, hey, I don't know if they're real or not, but it's too close for comfort. So again, Juan Juarez, we know who you are. We know exactly who you are. So let's continue.
You make the observation in your book, and you say that you have said it many times when you were president of the United States, that no president is ever going to desert Israel, right?
Correct. I put it more bluntly. I said, as I told congressional leaders during the 1973 Yom Kippur War, no American president will let Israel go down the tube.
All right.
Democrat or Republican, it's not an issue.
That is stated fairly categorically, and yet in your book you make it clear at the same time that Israel really is not of any enormous strategic value to the United States anymore.
That's correct.
So why then would the United States continue to burden itself with huge loans, in some cases outright grants, to the Israelis, jeopardize possibly young American fighting men, when there is no strategic value involved, or little strategic
Because the
value?
United States is concerned by more than strategic values. That's maybe a weakness, but it's the way we are. And there are moral issues involved here. We don't have an alliance with Israel, as you know. They're not an ally of the United States in the technical sense. But we have a bond to Israel that's much stronger. It's a moral commitment because of what happened during the Holocaust, and a moral commitment because it is a democracy, the only democracy in that area. And under the circumstances, that is why American presidents and the American people in the future will support all out the survival of Israel if it's attacked.
You've always been a very tough, pragmatic man. And I just wonder if you were the president of Israel and you heard Richard Nixon talking that way, or for that matter, heard any sitting American president talk that way, and say, but there's really no strategic value anymore, how much faith would you place in that kind of a moral commitment if push really came to shove?
If I were the president of Israel, I put a great deal of faith in it because of the track record of the United States, and also because he would know that that is the way the American people are. There is no doubt whatever of our commitment to Israel.
hello. Can you guys hear me? Okay, cool. Again, it's going through issues. So what I'm going to do, family, is I'm going to pause it for now. I'm going to start a live again at 6 p.m., okay? For you guys that are keeping Sabbath for Friday and Saturday. I don't keep Sabbath on Friday and Saturday. I know some of y'all do. And this class is going to be a class you guys haven't seen. Well, few people saw it. It's a year and change ago, a year and a half ago. And it's an hour, 45 minutes. But I want to just review it real quick to make sure that it's clear. It's called Lynching Deportation. It's a very powerful class. Hopefully you guys can understand and get edification. Plus, I want to also bring up this particular here. Right here. This right here. Just a little glimpse, all right?
Saltan el muro para vivir el sueño mexicano. Veamos.
Esto es Mate con México.
Por si acaso y algún día a Donald Trump, mejor conocido como el pelos del lote, se quiere retirar a un paraíso tropical, México es una opción. Le van a dar la bienvenida, eso sí, que llegue legal. Muchos estadounidenses han encontrado en esta tierra el sueño mexicano, llegar a vivir, ya sabe, siendo el patrón. Alberto García, adelante.
Miles de ciudadanos estadounidenses viven de manera ilegal en México. Sí, ciudades como Puerto Vallarta, Mérida y San Miguel de Allende son atractivas para un determinado grupo de jubilados que quieren vivir cómodamente la última etapa de su
You guys understand that? We have illegal gringos going to Mexico now.
equivale al 10%.
Now they're jumping the border. I find this so funny. Life is beautiful, family, especially when you know who you are according to the Bible. Stay strong. Endure. Stay strong. Stay strong. I'll see y'all in a couple hours, all right? Shalom. Give me a second here. My bad.
En la Plaza de Reyes, la Chumenta, Soplón. Yeah. ¿Qué vas a saber? ¿Qué vas a saber tú? Oye, chibolito, faltomé. Pulpín de los pulpines, batería de Rapunzel, de rapeos, de raptos, de lagartos en cuartel. Cualquier la pega de cruel con un viejo coronel. Soy flojo, se me antojó dormirme en el laurel. Elevé mi level con un label y un Faber-Castell. Ya un papel, lo empape con sangre de todo aquel que se jura Nobel y no ve mis trenes en la riel. What's so man? ¿Por qué no sacan la tablet? Juro por mis abuelos que no te hablo por las powers. Soy chinchado neto, búscame por pico sour y te voy a meter al centro loco como Beckenbauer. Escúchame atento mi pro, que estamos rompiéndole en pro. El negro de Plaza de Reyes como siempre rompe de este micrófono. Que quiere meterle como yo pero no puede meterle taco pro. Si te pensaba que solo era un gallo, déjame decirle que se equivocó. Real motherfucker feeling on the street. Es el Black Sheep, Black Sea Metal de Plaza de Kings. Motherfucker, so bloom.
Nero Luigi, man, desempeño en la victoria para que sepa. Incas Mo, Money Gang Gang, yeah, yeah, Yo también he llorado, gente. También me han desplazado por mi rasgo afrodescendiente. Sí, un perro no habla pero siente. Cuento historias callejeras pa' barrios de delincuentes. Y soy un perro que te ladra, que te muerde y que te huele, nene. Soy más que Lele, ustedes para mí son pelele. Con mi jauría todo el día en busca de los cheles. Tengo un perro en fiscalía que nos mueve los papeles. Y otro en la comisaría para evitar el susto. Muchas veces me han llevado por solo como luzco. Perdón, madre mía, si yo le causé un disgusto. Pero en esta vía yo crecí rodeado de perros chuscos. Yo sé que me quieren ganar, yo sé que me quieren tumbar y no pasará porque soy de verdad. Está súper rafina la Dodo Style, metido en latina aprendiendo un Kizai. Yo tengo el style, no mido la raza del perro, yo mido por la lealtad y yo soy leal, yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad, yeah. Saliste ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás, yeah. La calle limeña aquí nadie la dueña, ya nada es igual, yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad, yeah. Saliste ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás, yeah. La calle limeña aquí nada le dueña, ya nada es igual, yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. Si yo soy tu papá, yeah, yeah, yeah. Es Incas Mob, negro, yeah. Es Incas Mob, nigga, yeah. Nero Luigi, man, Incas Mob, yeah. It's Money Gang, 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 yeah.
Yango en la maldita casa.
Me llaman para que les dé al menos una vez al mes. Se metieron al lago y olvidaron que era el mes. For everybody bless. La fama es una puta, me está llamando a las 3. Dile que llame después de las 16 y 25. Volví de la infancia de Abraham Lincoln. Con fuerza ya hinco, luchando para salir del rincón. Letra callejera en CD brinco. Under del under, puede que tu viejo te lo mande. Sale de vez en cuando como el cóndor por los Andes. Mi cuerpo no es de madera como Dandy. Antes que me branden, yo seré la ola que los expande. Aunque esto me pique en la madera, no sirven ni para romper el ticket de un evento afuera. Loco por la carrera, desafían la gravedad. Yo espero tras la barrera y llego con la novedad. Niña, tú solo espera que ya encontré la manera. He visto bastante por querer lograrlo saltando escalones dentro de la escalera. La vida me puso al depósito, yo soy de púlpito pa' que el mundo conociéramos de esta parte mejor intérprete que ha parido esta cordillera. Sin luz afuera, que el espectáculo es dentro. La calle es mi templo, tiembla el pavimento. Cuando yo me concentro, mis disparos son temas. La calle un poema, se siente desde cuando entro. Y a toditos estos drogaditos que creen que rapean, los regreso al centro de mi balcón. Yo he visto el clon de clon en la misma gestión, pero a la malla no llega el balón. Y para esta pantalla no soy el patrón. Yo ya me sé la cuestión y doy fue por cada renglón. Consciente de la operación del final de Mbappé con la edad de Buffon.